Okay, so apparently shit just hit the fan literally as I was gonna go live. So, I was busy adjusting my hair part because I felt like I needed to, you know, keep things fresh and do something. This is my version of getting a haircut. Like some girls, you know, their version of changing things or dissociating after a breakup is to chop all their hair off and to bleach it and ruin their hair. My response to that is to change my part. Not that something really that crazy happened to me recently. I just felt like it. Because I always see these girls with curly hair and wait, where am I? Oh, I popped out the wrong chat. Whoopsie. But yeah, I always see these curly girls with their hair part in a way where it's like you can't see the part. And I'm like, how do they fucking do that? They just like make their scalp vanish. And it like really confuses me because I am really bad with like directions. Not in terms of like following directions, but literally like left, right, that type of thing. So like when I see their hair is like going upward and like there's no skin shine, I'm like, how did they do that? So I tried, but I don't think I quite figured it out. I don't know. It's kind of annoying. I don't like doing the side part anymore. It's because like, I don't know. It doesn't look as good when it's up. And also it's like very finicky. It has to be the exact right hair to go over versus middle part is just like very easy to do. But I figured I'd try it. Anyway, so I'm late because of hair stuff and makeup. I wanted to try new makeup too. And I discovered that Tim Pool just responded to the Eliza thing. So I had a whole thing of notes to go over with all of the updates, but I think we should probably watch this first. What do you guys think? I think I have the timestamp. So I happened to scroll upon, someone in their chat actually just mentioned me. I happened to scroll upon this live stream from Justin Is Lost, like right on my homepage, and I happened to catch it right at the timestamp of what happened with Tim Pool. I think this is the correct one. So yeah, shout out to this guy. He made a couple of good videos. That's how I found him. So yeah, just luck and timing. I'm at the right place at the right time. So let me see. I also adjust my camera, so I feel like I look weird. But anyway, let me see what he said. Oh no! Damn it! I clicked the wrong thing. What timestamp was it on? I think it was like over here.
Eliza Bleu famous.
Oh, here we go. Here we go. Okay. So basically, just to give some context, guys, people were spamming Tim Pool's chat like crazy. It was just like people spamming blue emojis and saying free Brittany and spamming about Eliza Bleu, calling him Tim Blue or like things like that. And his subreddit has also gone rogue as well. So his audience is giving him backlash about not talking about this situation big time. So yeah, this is why he responded.
Well, you got added slaps, so it was
basically.
That's
I think it was after this.
like to her.
Red ball's blurred out.
Anywhere near this, because someone's getting paid.
Yeah, it's something
it's
attached.
stunt, and it's working.
I know, but
there you go,
I'm not
guys.
saying 'cause
I've
it's
addressed.
red. I'm saying because it's blurred.
Shine.
Someone's getting paid. It's a PR stunt, and it's working.
Yeah.
There you go, guys. I've addressed it. Have a nice day. And then all of.
Wait, that's him addressing it? What?
But
There you go,
I'm not saying
guys.
'cause
I've
it's
addressed.
red. I'm just like,
Hold
I
on.
don't know who this is.
that's just a crazy stat.
You saw.
If somebody has the timestamp
like,
just from like Timcast right now, let me know in chat and I'll pull it up that way.
This isn't much further.
Wayne writes tremendous work. I said I don't think he should do it because.
And so.
Okay, I'm about to go find it on the actual Tim page. 138.46. Thank you. Timcast 138.46. So just send it. Okay, perfect. Okay, here we go, guys.
Super chats, we're a little bit behind, so if you haven't already, would you kindly smash that like button, subscribe to this channel, share this.
So it happened right after he got into super chats?
If you want to support our work directly, you will not only get access to the uncensored members only shows that we have this huge library of, but we're having an uncensored show coming up tonight at about 11 p.m. You don't want to miss it. It should be a lot of fun. And
thank you for the $2.
This coffee shop. We got a crew that's coming in to do the planning.
Hashtag Eliza PR agents. How are we doing, fellow agents?
Crystal Cove.
Yeah, that's what I heard, that the FBI is involved.
It's
So
excited for this, creating a physical space.
All right, I think it's right here.
Share ideas. But let's read your super chats. All right. Let's what do we got here? We'll try and get some good ones. Steven says, John, I'm friends with Rhonda Drake.
Thank you, Toxic Foxes, for $10. Here's your PR payment. Great job promoting our blue grift.
If show up some Friday.
If only I got paid in, I gotta get on the Eliza grift, you know? Get paid. Like I have to learn to be the clout goblin Eliza is. Like I couldn't have done this without her, guys. No, but seriously, like I still can't access my Twitter account, by the way. I'm still locked out. Still can't contact people, promote my stuff. Oh, someone made a clip of it. I think it was Crab Crawler who made a clip of it. Let's see if we can pull this up. Here we go. Thanks, Crab Crawler. Their media players.
Start reading them. Jimbo says, so many came here to spread hate, not realizing their views and commentary help boost the algorithm for old Timmy Boy. You don't like it, watch something else. Otherwise, you're clowning yourselves. Well, I appreciate the super chat, and appreciate it. And then I put up a poll, and I said, smash the like button if you don't trust Eliza Bleu. And 89% said, I will like because I don't trust her. That means
I like how he noticed
the thumbs down.
I like how he noticed his likes were way lower than normal. Like he 100% noticed that. It was really
13,000 votes. It's interesting to see that so many people
streams.
came here to support her by giving us a thumbs down. Well, I can't say I'm surprised. A lot of people do support. Scroats McGoat says, last night as a member, if Tim doesn't disavow Eliza tonight, get the out, Scroats McGoat. You can cancel right now and see you later. You will never wave money in my face and make me disavow anybody, especially someone I care so little about, Eliza Bleu. She's been on the show 2 times. If you're going to
Oh, he's really losing his temper here. Holy.
Cancel because I won't do what you say. You shouldn't have been here in the first place. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out.
Ooh, see, you guys know that I love like bantering with you and I'll go off on you guys sometimes. But for him, given the circumstance, this is not the move. Your fans are already upset at you turning on you. He had the lowest likes relative to his other live streams in a while. And then he's like, oh yeah, well, fuck you. And I feel like he's just lashing out a little bit. Especially with him blocking the quartering. And also he unfollowed Cucy Mayer, I believe. So he seems to not be too happy about this stuff. $20 super chat from Theron Sinker. Check out Eliza Blue's father, Rich Mortland. The guy's politically connected to the Republican Party, member Illinois General Assembly, so no wonder a certain 3-letter agency is behind her back. Yeah, it's all very strange how Camelot tweeted that Eliza has FBI connections, and it's interesting because that implies that the Twitter files is not over. Remember how we were like, why is the government involved in this and censoring people, especially politically? Maybe some of those people aren't gone, it seems like. So, yeah, that's why I'm interested to know about that theory. Not just because, like, oh, it's a random conspiracy theory, but because there actually is some premise to it with the Twitter files involving government 3-letter agencies, with Eliza's dad, who she claims is not her dad, being a politician, and also this like farmhouse that has a bunch of acres that she keeps using for mysterious things between trying to save trafficking victims, and then we saw no evidence of that, and then her inviting Elon to the ranch to, you know, giddy up on the horsey, if you know what I mean. Jabberwolf $5 through chat. Tim says Brittany works for a PR firm to ban herself to give Eliza more press. Yes, Tim is shoveling that crap. Wait, works for a PR firm to ban herself? I haven't had access to Twitter in 2 weeks. That's not exactly beneficial. Like, sure, people are getting awareness being raised about the topic of her manipulating and lying and having certain connections at Twitter. And we saw what the trust and safety head said, Ella Irwin, in regards to the situation, implying that there's court documents or something. Like, I was never served paperwork by Eliza. So why is my account locked? That's really odd. And so this is a bigger issue. And me being banned on Twitter, I would prefer to be unbanned on Twitter, you know, so I can get content and stream for you guys and access to my contacts. Like, I don't have everyone's phone number, guys. Like, I don't have a way to access everyone. So I can't even do anything or defend myself on the platform, especially when Cassandra, for example, Cassandra McDonald, his booker, was spouting libel saying that I was sexually harassing Eliza. And now she's on a delete tweet spree. She deleted all the tweets and like a lot of them, if you look at the social blade. And it's kind of just really grimy, especially when that's something that's very hurtful to someone's reputation, especially when it's someone who speaks out against trafficking for years, such as myself, and has made a lot of content about the topic of prostitution, porn, and trafficking. So again, imagine if I were a guy and she threw that accusation just because she's friends with Eliza. And this is representing Tim Cass. She's like the editor-in-chief or booker. I heard she's also the editor-in-chief. So, yeah. Spouting libel. John Yarbor, $5 super chat. Tim must have the same deal with YouTube as Daily Wire. I mean, why wouldn't he play ball? He gets so many viewers on there. He probably does play ball, as Steven Crowder put it. I wouldn't doubt it. Like, how else is he able to stay on there so long, able to platform Nick Fuentes and Kanye without getting banned? If I were to do that, I'd probably get banned, guys. Grab 3 leave, $10 super chat. Brittany, you're my favorite American Girl doll. Thank you. Chris the Lifeform, $5. $5 PR commission for your Venti. Either Tim hasn't looked into this at all, or he doesn't know what it's really about, or he doesn't care, lazy as fuck. How could he not know, though, guys? Here's the thing. I'm going to play the clip in a second, guys, but here's the thing. I'm sorry, this is like so out of order because I wasn't expecting this to happen like during when I would go live. But he said to, and I'm not going to show the email just for like privacy reasons, but I will tell you the gist of the email. So I was supposed to go over there. My flight was for early February, and I was invited to 2 shows. The first one was Tim Pool Podcast, what we're watching here, Tim Cass, and the second one was Pop Culture, his other show. So the first one, Cassandra tried to book me for, and then she suddenly canceled, and she admitted on Twitter why that was, which was because she said it was for a reason. She started getting mad at Anna, that Star Wars girl, for talking about how a show, and the funny thing is Anna didn't even say who it was. Cassandra just bit the bait and was like, oh yeah, well you guys suck, maybe that's why she shouldn't be on, and there's a reason I took back the booking. So she admitted that it was for reasons. It wasn't just because they were busy, like I was told, by the way, when I got canceled for the first one. Then the second one that I was booked for under Tim Cass is still one of his shows. Morgan's email is under @TimCassIRL. And it's his company, it's his show, and I believe it's in the same house that they host it. And then I got canceled off of that one from Cassandra McDonald Fairbanks because she was upset that I asked Eliza a question, so then she accused me of sexually harassing Eliza Bleu. And then I got an email from Tim Pool himself. He emailed me, and I'm not just making this up, guys. Like, I just feel like maybe it's in bad taste to show the email. I'm giving you the gist of it. But I showed 2 people. I showed Cucy, and I showed Anna, that Star Wars girl. They can vouch for me that this is a real email. And I can forward the email as well. I showed them the screenshot of it. And he basically said with the Cassandra situation that he can't have me out there. So I got unbooked because of Cassandra McDonald Fairbanks. And I was supposed to go on there. And so that's why people are mad, is because you won't even have the person on that started all this. And this has become a trending topic for over 2 weeks now. I've been locked out of my Twitter because of Eliza lying and making a false accusation against me of non-consensual content, which was screenshots of her music video that, in my opinion, was an escort ad because there's no rapper listed. It was very strange. and she's obviously just showcasing her body in very like explicit ways throughout the video, even though it wasn't age restricted on YouTube. And you know, I got accusations thrown at me. I literally getting me too that I posted non-consensual content, which is an insult since I'm very against trafficking. I've spoken on it. I've read a lot about it for years on YouTube. And so this has to do with censorship. It has to do with Eliza using her resources at Twitter and her internal connections, because she's talked with Elon. She influenced him to make the system that she used to take my account down. And it's a bigger issue. It's not about this like drama. This shouldn't be a who cares moment from Tim. This is not, also shouldn't be about his book or having a personal issue with me. It's very unprofessional, especially when it's a conflict of interest, when Tim Pool's podcast is supposed to be about free speech and anti-censorship. So I feel like everyone keeps trying to shift away what this is actually about. And it's about me. No, but what it's actually about is that Eliza was able to use internal connections at Twitter to lock people's accounts, not just mine, but Quartering, Yellow Flash, that Umbrella Guy, everyone. There's so many people at this point, like I can't even sit here and list them all. So she's using internal powers just like we saw at Twitter Files. This is relevant to Twitter Files because now we're hearing things about Eliza's has internal connections to the FBI. That's what Camelot said. And the reason we're suspect of that is, number one, she's able to get away with this so far for 2 weeks. Number two, her dad is a politician, and and she lies a lot. So it's just very strange. It's not just about her being a fake grifter. And that's what it's being painted as by a lot of people who don't want to talk about it. It's not about that. Like, yes, that's part of the story. That's why she's mad, because she got exposed for that. But what it's about is her censoring people and deplatforming people, and Twitter being compromised and people allowing it, being complicit. So just remember that every time someone's like, oh, I don't want to talk about it because I'm not interested, the drama, blah, 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 but their whole platform is free speech, you have to question, like, why would you not want to talk about that? It's been trending for 2 weeks. If any other person did it on the left, you would be covering it. So that's why people are wanting him to talk about it. It's not just because he had Eliza Bleu on. It's because there's a bigger theme here about her censoring people, and the system on Twitter is still broken. People are still getting locked. My viewers are getting locked for speaking up about it. So what am I supposed to do? I'm gonna go ahead and delete the tweet and screw myself in a court of law because she's getting legal with this. It's not my choice. Okay, she's affecting my business. She allegedly filed a privacy complaint against my channel. I'm assuming it's her because she struck so many people, it seems to me. Who else would do it? And also it shows the timestamps of her face for the parts that the person wants taken down. So yeah, that's why it's a big deal for me to not be on to talk about it, because the situation happened because of her lashing out at me, and then it spread to everyone else. And then people want to talk about that bigger theme. It's not because, oh, well, you had her on once. And people really keep trying to shift the story, the narrative, to being about drama when it's not. So, yeah, I'm not going to delete the tweet because I did nothing wrong. And I have been, so many people have spouted libel against me, and between Cassandra, Eliza Bleu, her best friend Amanda Jean, who's apparently her manager, I think, from what it seems, the person who admitted to maliciously getting my account locked, because she's like, well, it was non-consensual. But we know that's a lie now. I posted shorts about this. Eliza's saying that it was consensual, and she went to these music videos, auditioned for them, begged the director to put her in it. The same video I posted screen caps of that got my Twitter account locked. The lies have been exposed. They've been out in the open for 2 weeks. And yet, it's still not enough? Like, at what point is it enough? At this point, it just seems like a personal gripe that certain people personally don't like me, so suddenly they don't want to uphold their values. And it's not even based on anything serious. It's not like I did something morally terrible. Did I do something to animals to harm them on camera? Did I do something to children? No, I didn't do anything like that. So this is really unfair. I didn't do anything to be treated this way. I actually didn't do anything other than ask Eliza a question about a music video she was in. And yet I'm being treated by certain individuals like I'm the devil? Meanwhile, my Twitter account's locked. Their Twitter account's not locked. My Twitter account's the one that's locked. I'm the one who cannot speak on the platform, including about trafficking. So this is really unfair that so many people have gotten flack, and it's not just me either. The fact that Tim Pool blocked the quartering, you know, that bridge is pretty much burned. The fact that Cucy Mayer, I believe, got unfollowed by Tim Pool. What did Cucy do? Literally, what did Cucy do? This isn't right. It's not right that just because Cucy's my friend, that's going to happen because we do a show together. Like, she was actually very nice about Tim, even in private. Guys, same thing with Eliza Bleu. Remember how I told you about the Eliza Bleu thing, that Cucy was being fair. She was like, well, you don't know if it's her. Like, let's not jump to conclusions. We don't know if it was Eliza. Calmly ask her, etc., etc. Cucy is genuinely a nice person. Like, clearly too nice for some of these people. And so she did the same thing with Tim Pool in regard to him avoiding covering the topic in private. She had no reason to virtue signal. And that's how he treats her. So that's not right. Like, all these people are getting treated like they did something wrong. What did Quartering do that was wrong? She straight up told him in DMs that she got his account locked because he didn't ask her permission before criticizing her. It wasn't even criticism at that. That's some commie stuff. That is like some leftist talking point type of thing. Oh, you need to ask my permission before you talk about me. And this is the woman that everyone is, not everyone, but that certain individuals or companies are defending and refusing to cover because it's not interesting. You know what? I'm not buying it. It's not because it's not interesting. It's actually very interesting. It's very interesting how one woman can manage to open her legs so wide that it allows enough people in to keep her ass safe. It is very interesting how Eliza has been able to get away with censoring people by lying and getting away with this whole bogus story. She's calling like 10 different lies about her story at this point, probably more than 10. Every time she opens her mouth, it contradicts something else she said. And she's able to just get away with it. No, it's very interesting, actually. There needs to be documentaries on this because we need to know how one woman managed to manipulate her way so well. So, actually, everyone's saying it's not interesting, so they're not going to cover it. Yeah, I don't believe you. This is probably the most interesting story of 2023. Frank Pellegrino 999 Super Chat. Hey Frank, greetings from Eliza Bleu PR firm. Oh my god, everyone keeps making PR jokes. I need to see what this is about. Hold on. I'm missing out on the inside jokes right now.
If you're gonna cancel because I won't do what you say,
audio.
you shouldn't have been here in the first place. Bye-bye. Don't let the door hit your ass on the way out. All right, what else do we got?
So to recap, he just lashed out at his fan for asking about it.
DJ Zeno says unsubbed on members only after over a year. Here's $5 FU for, I'm pretty bummed. Thought you stood against censorship. Hope you change. See you later, buddy. Look, sad to see you go, but I will never cater to a mob. And that...
Okay, why is Tim trying to play victim right now? I try to give him the benefit of the doubt because I understand to some extent it's a hard position, right? The person who's helping him run his show is being a conflict of interest to the message of his show. And he's in a hard position. Okay. But you're making it really hard to empathize with you when you say things like this. Oh, it's just a mob? Oh, so am I just a mob too then? Am I just malicious and I'm just a mob? Again, why are people getting treated like this? Why are people like the Quartering getting treated like this? And that Star Wars girl, Cucy Mayer, that Umbrella guy, Yellow Flash, everyone who has gotten locked out so far, they're getting called the mob too. We're just a mob. Tim is the victim here? Like, I'm still locked out of Twitter. At least you can tweet, Tim. Meanwhile, I have to get locked because some woman was insecure about her past. And somehow all of us are the bad guy and we're a mob. They're not mobbing you just to mob you. They're upset because it contradicts the values of your show, and you canceled my booking because your booker didn't like me and then proceeded to spout at libel saying I was sexually harassing Eliza because she's friends with Eliza. So no, it's not the mob is coming to get you and all that. Like, it's because you're not, it's like a very simple solution. Here's the thing, guys. Very simple solution. Okay, the simple solution would have been Tim talks about it. Why? Not because, oh, he has to talk about anything we say. That's not what it is. It's relevant to his stream. He's had this person on. She's censoring people. She's using internal connections, it's seemingly, to censor people. She's getting away with it. My account's been locked 2 weeks. Other people's accounts have been locked longer. Some accounts have been suspended because of Eliza lying. And Twitter staff is out here defending it. So by being very, oh, we're not talking about that, but we kind of are, it's very obvious that they're talking about this situation with Ella Irwin's tweets that she made and Eliza retweeting them about non-consent and, oh, we can't talk about things if legal things are in the process. Like, I've never been served papers. So it's very relevant, actually. It's very relevant to his show, and that's why everyone wants him to talk about it. It's not because, oh, they're trying to maliciously control you and tell you what to do. That's not really the thing. The thing is, you should be covering this because it is the biggest example of censorship on Twitter in recent time. So that's not, I don't agree with him there that they're the mob, like I'm the mob. Like, the simple solution though, it's a very simple solution for Tim here. Just, if he just talked about it, didn't cancel my booking for Cassandra, as he said to me in the email, and have quartering on at some point to talk about it. Obviously, he had a situation where he couldn't make it to one of the things, but then he blocked quartering. So there's no open dialogue. So it's not like, because he has this attitude of like, oh, no matter what I do, I can't win. It's like this victim mindset.
Over a year. Here's $5 FU for, you know, I'm pretty bummed. Thought you stood against censorship. Hope you change. See you later, buddy. Look, sad to see you go, but I will never cater to a mob. And that's it. End of story. Eliza Bleu is not important. She's not important to me.
Oh, really? She's not important? Oh, yeah. I mean, I agree on some aspects. She's not important. Yeah, I get what you mean there. But, like, not important in terms of, like, what she's doing. Yeah, what she's doing is actually very important. Especially if you're running a free speech show and she's censoring people and getting people deplatformed on not just Twitter, but apparently, from what it seems, on YouTube too. I got privacy complaints. Chrissy got privacy complaints. Anna got privacy complaints. She didn't even show the video. She didn't even show screenshots of video. She just showed a thumbnail of like Eliza's left fucking tit, like the cleavage of it, and then she got struck for that. A privacy complaint. But this is irrelevant and just drama and like not important to talk about. If it wasn't important to talk about, then why is his entire chat filled with blue emojis right now? When I clicked on earlier, why is everyone super chatting about it if it's not important? And same to Cassandra. She said on Twitter, well, maybe nobody wants Brittany on. I'm paraphrasing, but she said that basically nobody wants me on. And it's like, okay, if that's the case, then why is everyone in chat asking? Why is everyone in chat talking about it? This is denial.
Member of Congress. She doesn't enact policy. She is a low-tier internet personality that for some reason people are desperately obsessed with, and I literally don't care. So have a nice day.
For some reason? Maybe you should investigate that reason as a journalist. Didn't he send a journalist out to investigate her? We have that story that came out today. For some reason, like he just cannot like figure out the reason. Everyone's told you the reason. It's not just like, oh, they're so obsessed with her. Like, she thinks she's Mariah Carey. Everyone's obsessed with me. That's not you. If you punch someone and then they punch you back and then you cry about it, you can't and be like, oh my God, they're so obsessed with me. They're so mean to me. It's like you sat here punching everyone. She punched so many people with the privacy complaints. Cucy, quartering, me. Again, assuming it's her. Still haven't gotten a reply from YouTube about that yet, but it seemingly is her. She goes and deplatforms people, gets people's accounts suspended. Defango's account suspended, the guy who made the threat on her in the first place for this to even come out. But it's just for some reason, it's just random. It's just in the thin fucking air. It just popped out of the thin air. We just happened to be obsessed over her and her ass cheeks flapping in the wind. Sorry, her ass isn't that good. It's not that. I hate to break it to you, but it's not that. I don't care how many times she flaps in the desert. It's not that good.
If someone got banned off Twitter or any platform for a reason other than violating the terms of service, that's a big deal and should be taken up and will be if it happened with the Twitter administration or the administration of the social network. But the personal stuff is it's like, no offense, TMZ garbage. It's like National Enquirer. I mean, if you like it, oh God. But there's a lot we can build.
Questioning you.
So this reminds me of the whole thing of Cassandra. I saw people like, oh, you know, poor Cassandra. She literally accused me of sexually harassing Eliza on the premise that that's her friend. Assumed malicious intent when there's literal screenshot proof from Crabcrawler 1 that it wasn't. That I asked him about it before I even made the thread. Inquiring about it, saying I didn't want to step on toes. And now when she gets backlash because she got me unbooked from Tim Pool's shows, two of them, okay, 2 shows, Pop Culture and Timcast. She went to book the first one, then said never mind. She admitted on Twitter why that was, because she said for reasons, meaning like just because she didn't like me, because like I suck or something. And the second one because I got an email directly from Tim Pool saying because of Cassandra. So like, this is not just like, oh, TMZ. This is like, Cassandra was unprofessional. She did something unethical. It is unethical to accuse people of sexual harassment who did not sexually harass. Bad assumptions for no reason other than her own bias. She's a booker for your show that is pro-free speech, anti-censorship. And now she wants to cry on pain just like Eliza did. It's like, oh, you can dish it out, but you can't take it. It's like Cassandra did all of these unethical things, and then when people start trolling her, because people were spamming her porn that she did that was public, which, by the way, here's the thing. Cassandra did the same thing Eliza did. She deplatformed Kathy Zhu for posting those images, and I never heard from Kathy Zhu again. Okay? And she said that they were non-consensual. She used the same thing. Oh, they're underage. They're non-consensual. And you can see in those photos, she looks damn well at least 30. I don't know who she thought she was playing, saying, oh, I was under 18 in those photos. Yeah. Who do you thinks you're 18 and under 18 in those photos? Thank you, Anna. Shout out to Anna, that Star Wars girl. She's been doing great coverage of it. She had a podcast with Yellow Flash recently. I couldn't make it, but check her out. Shout out to Anna, that Star Wars girl. In chat with the blue name. Anyway, she's gonna get trolled because everyone was tired of her shit, and she's messing with the show. And she admits that it was biased reasons out of malicious intent, ironically enough, that she unbooked me. So it's not just like TMZ, like your booker, editor-in-chief, is the one causing this fucking drama too. Talking about TMZ, maybe don't have your employees do that then? Like, she's the one who's doing that. I did nothing to Cassandra. She randomly was just like, she's sexually harassing Eliza. I did nothing to Cassandra. So I don't know why everyone keeps acting like poor Cassandra. This is not a poor Cassandra moment. Like, I gotta be honest with you guys. The fact that Cassandra wants to do these malicious, unethical things, accuse me of sexually harassing Eliza Bleu, and then she wants to cry out in pain when people troll her with her porn that was public, that she deplatformed another girl over by lying and saying it was non-consensual, pulling the same thing Eliza did to me. Like, I have a hard time feeling bad. I have to be honest. I can't feel bad for someone that does things that are so just outright bitchy. She did it. She started it. Same thing, Eliza. It's like, I didn't start this shit. So this is the TMZ is coming from your own staff. Like, how are you gonna say, oh, this is TMZ stuff? And this guy, I think his name's Ian, right? He's saying like, okay, she should be punished if she did abuse the Twitter system. Why is it like this cloak of blindness though? We saw that she lied about it, like confirmed. We have multiple sources, evidence, recordings of her saying that it was consensual. So where's the if she did that? No, she did do it, and she apparently, seemingly, struck multiple people privacy notices. She actually did get multiple people's account locked, me and thequartering and others. It's like, what is this like if she did it? Like, no, she actually did deplatform people, and she confirmed it to Jeremy in DMs too. So what is this if she did this nonsense? There's no ifs about it. 2 weeks of evidence. 2 weeks of people digging stuff up.
TMZ garbage. It's like National Enquirer. I mean, if you like it, oh God. But there's a lot we can
It's
build.
questioning you.
I don't care if people care about this stuff. They're allowed to. But like the idea that people are going to come here and threaten, like, I will cancel my membership because you're not talking about someone no one ever heard of. It's like, dude, I get that you know who she is. But you know what's funny about Jack?
Then why is his entire chat spamming Eliza Bleu if nobody knows? He had 30 people watching last time I checked on this episode. How is that nobody? Several mainstream outlets at this point have covered it. How is this like irrelevant? This is getting played down, and it makes me question why it's getting played down. I mean, we kind of know why at this point, but it's been covered plenty. It's not just, oh, a random person. This person worked with Elon.
Is that here's what happens.
Elon Musk.
People ask questions about these personalities, and I know
Yeah, and he
most
had
people
her on it. That's a great point, chat. He had her on his show. If she's a nobody, why'd you have her on your show then? Like, he's over here getting Kanye on. He's able to get big guests on. I'm very confused on why he thought that was
here's not talking about
accurate.
someone no one ever heard of. It's like, dude, I get that you know who she is.
Twice.
But you know
Had her
what's
on
funny
twice. You
about
guys
Jack
are right.
Murphy and Eliza Bleu is that here's what happens. People
Okay, you can't throw Jack Murphy into this. Jack Murphy was literally like a semi-co-host. He was a reoccurring host or guest on your show. These aren't just like random irrelevant people. Because of their connections and relations and what they did, it makes them relevant to the bigger topic of free speech. Same thing with Jack Murphy. He did the same thing as Eliza, claimed to be Christian, and proceeded to try to deplatform people. Trying to get people fired. That's cancel culture. And it wasn't for like, oh, someone did something that was immoral. Like, it was just because he felt like it. Same reason as Eliza. And then using Christianity as a shield. So.
know who she is. But you know what's funny about Jack Murphy and Eliza Bleu is that here's what happens. People ask questions about these personalities, and I know most people listening are like, I have no idea who these people are, and that's exactly it.
Then explain it to them. That's what your show's for.
We get 300 to 500,000 video viewers plus 100,000 on the podcast, and then about 1 million across the clips. And the people who watch have no idea what the people in the chat are talking about when it comes to Eliza Bleu or Jack Murphy. In fact,
So the people in his chat don't count as real viewers? Like the 30,000 people, I assume it's less than 30,000 typing, but the 30,000 people typing in his chat, that doesn't count towards his viewership. These are your regulars. Like Tim, across pretty much every live stream he does that I've seen, he's always had at least 30K. So at least 30,000 people are his reoccurring audience, like his concurrent viewers. So he's basically just dismissing them. Like, they give you your super chat money, but they're irrelevant. Your entire chat's spamming about Eliza Bleu and her censorship. They turned off the live chat replay. Oh my god, they didn't even do that for Jack Murphy.
Do you know who Eliza Bleu is?
The only reason I knew is because I saw you guys talking about it one time.
One time we mentioned.
I never learned about her organically. No.
So what I think is going on, to be completely honest, is that the people who are claiming they hate her are actually probably a paid reputational firm to promote her. So that's why I brought.
What? Stop. No. Okay, hold on. Sean, I see your DM. Hold on. I need to take this in for a second. So I'm paid PR firm? My account's been locked for 2 weeks. She better be fucking paying us some good money. Where's my check? Where's my check then? Are you for real? Talking about conspiracy theories.
The only reason
That's
I knew
just
is 'cause
out of
I saw
left
you guys
field.
talking about it.
What?
One time we mentioned
I
in the
never
super.
learned about her organically. No.
So what I think is going on, to be completely honest, is that the people who are claiming they hate her are actually probably a paid reputational firm to promote her.
No way. He said he was serious. Like, he's not trolling here? Stop.
So that's why I brought this up last week. They're
So you're telling me she okay, Eliza Blue's that wealthy? You're telling me she paid off all these mainstream outlets. She paid the Post Millennial. She paid Red State. Well, I guess they removed their article, but they had it, and a couple of others. She paid, I guess, me, apparently, Cucy, the quarter. Like, where all this money? All this money. If she had all that money, she wouldn't need to do this hard of a grift, you would think. This is wild. And he actually thinks that? Who told him this? Who trolled him with
companies you can
that?
hire that will spam the internet to generate buzz and attention for you. There's no such thing as bad press. So
I've
when
never
I
seen
see
such
people,
denial.
like flooding our comments and saying things that aren't true, like I'm canceling my membership. Yo, I can see who's canceling the memberships. Like I own the website, and this.
This is the most denial I've ever seen. Like, no, they must be bots. There can't be this many people who care about free speech. They must be bots. Beep boop. Beep boop. Beep beep beep. I'm a robot. Part of the the mafia or whatever he called it. The mob. Beep boop. Robot mob. Shout out to the robot mob in chat.
Week, we have gained slightly more members than we normally gain, and it's probably because the guests we had on last week or whatever, and whatever. Jack Masovic, maybe he's a great personality, and so we gain several hundred per week, and we gain a little bit more than that on average. With people coming in claiming that they're canceling their memberships, maybe they are, but we're gaining more than they're being canceled. I think that many of
So all that matters is the money. What about the actual integrity or the premise of free speech? What about that? That's all that matters is like he's still gaining members. What about doing the right thing? Beep boop.
of these people, I think two things are happening. One, a lot of it's inorganic promotion of Eliza Bleu.
You know what's funny is that it's so overwhelming that this is how he has to rationalize it. The amount of people that want this to be talked about is so overwhelming that the only way he can rationalize it is that it's bots. No, some things actually do just blow up organically.
A ton of content flooding the internet, bringing up a personality no one's ever heard of, makes her instantly famous to even the likes of, 9-time Grammy nominee John Rich, who's not heard of her. Mm-hmm. That's the point. They want us to talk about her because they're being paid to generate controversy. They either want to... That's why it doesn't matter if we say anything good or bad.
Yeah.
If we say, look, we're doing the story, Shane Cashman's... Nope, it's bad. Mm-hmm. We say, okay, we're not going to talk... Oh, nope, now it's bad.
Yeah, see, Tim just doesn't take criticism well, it seems like. Like, it takes a little bit of discernment to understand why people are mad. So I explained earlier why people are mad. It's because you're not talking about a topic that has to do with censorship, especially when she has internal relations on Twitter and has worked with Elon Musk directly to help develop this, inspire him to make the system that she used to abuse to get people's accounts locked. She wasted resources that were supposed to go to victims, trafficking victims, and she's a trafficking advocate, and she abused that system, wasted resources and time that should have been delegated to them to lock people like me up because she felt like it, because she was embarrassed of her past or something. So, this is so wild. I'm just...
Hey, look, we're doing the story, Shane Cashman's... Nope, it's bad.
So, regard to Shane Cashman, the reason people aren't happy about that is because you sent out this reporter before this story happens, and we see on these clips that he's kind of biased. Like, Eliza's flirting with him even though he's married, and then, you know, we all saw the clip. It was in the, I think the last stream that I played it. Any receipt I talked about, I've showed it on stream, pretty much. And he proceeds to get invited to her ranch, just like she pulled with Elon. And then he goes there, and this is before all this happens, but then they try to make it seem like, oh no, I sent the journalists out for them to cover the Eliza Bleu censorship. But then you actually pull up the article that he put out today about Eliza Bleu, or Shane Cashman did, who's under Tim. It's Tim's journalist. And he just makes a big fluff piece and doesn't really address the censorship. He dedicates like one sentence out of this entire fucking novel of an article to her censoring people. It's like, this is how big of a focus he made it is. Meanwhile, it's the entire actual focus. It's actually the premise of why people are so upset about this, is her deplatforming people. But then he turns it into, and I get it's like one part of multi-parts, but here's the thing, guys. Here's the thing. The reason people are mad about Shane is because not only does it seem like he's biased because he kissed Eliza's ass and she kissed his ass out in the open for all of us to see, against our will. We were basically trafficked. And as Eliza would say anyway, because trafficking means anything to her, including getting her account, her photos being used to catfish men is her getting trafficked. But anyway, basically he is it's going to probably be biased. He was kissing her ass on Twitter. She's kissing his ass back. You sent him out before. Then you're claiming, oh, I'm sending out because of this. So there's a lack of transparency. And then you get him to write this article. And then it's like, what is this? You didn't really focus on the censorship aspect of it, which is why everyone is talking about it. So perhaps instead of, wow, we're just the mob, maybe take some accountability of like, maybe this just wasn't a good article. Maybe this article was not what the viewers wanted. And it shows in the comment section. Everyone said, wow, this is a fluff piece and we didn't really get anything out of this. And even if there's multiple parts, here's the problem with that, with Shane Cashman's article. Even if you say, oh, no, but you don't understand, it's going to be in part 2. We're going to get her in part 2. Even if that were the case, which we don't know yet, what about respecting the viewer's time? You know, that's something I've had to learn is, yeah, you can make a 20-minute video and the last 10 minutes can be a banger, but most people might not even make it to the 10-minute mark. So basically, you're making it so that thousands of people, potentially millions of people, aren't going to actually hear about the truth or know the information because you were busy typing a fluff piece for ad rev that didn't actually have useful information that people wanted to know about. So you're wasting your viewers' time and they're giving you money. And it's not even like wasting time like it's a gag, it's a bit, and it's funny. You're just infuriating people. And so I think Tim needs to take some accountability here that he's not respecting his viewers' time. It's been 2 weeks of them spamming him and he won't go into it. And I got unbooked for it. So maybe it's not just, oh, the mob is attacking poor Timmy. Maybe it actually is because of the actions or lack thereof that you did. It's not just, oh, anything I do is bad. It's like, yeah, you're in a little bit of a hard position because you have Cassandra, who's clearly putting your company in a bad position. But even so, there's a lot of things he could have did better here in regard to this. So it's not just like, oh, no matter what he does. Like, I don't like this whole victim thing on his end. When it's been 2 weeks.
If we say anything good or bad.
Yeah.
If we say, look, we're doing the story, Shane Cashman's, nope, it's bad.
Mm-hmm.
We say, okay, we're not going to
But
talk.
why
oh,
is
no,
that?
now it's bad. I think it's a PR campaign. In order, I think people are being paid to promote her.
Yeah, keeps you in the cycle basically.
That's right.
Everyone keeps
She's
talking
never
about
been more.
And he's
famous
agreeing
because of
with
it.
him?
Exactly.
And so I'll be completely
losing my
honest with the Shane
voice.
Cashman story. I told Shane Cashman I didn't want him to do the story because he went from profiling Ye to Carrie Lake and now to a low mid-tier internet personality over you know that I just think the next
Over what?
like,
Say the
he was
sentence.
supposed
No,
to
say
be
it.
doing
Say
After
it.
Tate.
Over what?
We reached out to Tate.
Censorship?
As
Maybe
Shane
you should have
mentioned,
finished
this
that
may kill the story.
sentence. Maybe he realized oh, hey, maybe I should cover this. Let me cut myself off.
been more famous because of
Right,
this.
exactly.
Yeah, I'm
And
being
so I'll be
paid to
completely
censor
honest with the Shane
myself,
Cashman story.
apparently.
I told Shane Cashman I didn't want him to do the story because he went from profiling Ye to Carrie Lake and now to a low mid-tier internet personality over you know.
This is
I just
crazy.
think
This
the
is
next-
actually
He
insane.
was supposed to be interviewing Andrew Tate. We reached out to Tate. As Shane mentioned, this may kill the story.
This is putting a really bad taste in my mouth. It's making it seem like Tim is kind of grifty and kind of like, I'm not trying to be mean and name call, but it is coming across that way because he is saying like, oh, big number, big number, big number, big number, big number, big number. It's like every time he's talking about this, it's just about, oh, the subscribers I got. And, you know, it just reminds me of like how Eliza has to name drop every 5 seconds because she's a little clout goblin. Clout goblin. But like Tim's doing a similar thing here. It's just like, oh, my number of subscribers, I had Ye, name drop, high profile, I would only care about her a big number. It's like, it's not just about the big number. Sure, you have to run a business, but it's also about the principle. And this is really lacking principle and integrity and consistency. So that's why people are going to call him a grifter. So Tim, that's why. If you're curious and you
Tate
can't
said
figure it out,
yes.
that's why.
And so we were like, this is great. Shane writes tremendous work. I said I don't think he should do it because clearly they're trying to promote Eliza Bleu. That's what this whole thing is about. She's never been more famous. And I think it's beneath him. But he said, look, man, I really want to dig in and do the story. It's 80,000 words is massive. And I'm like, look, man, you do your thing. I'm not going to tell you what you can or can't write. I trust you. At Timcast, we don't tell people they have to say something. They can't say things. Someone wants to post offensive memes on social media. I'm not going to fire them over it. Shane comes to me and says, "Is this story I got to tell?" I say, "You do your thing." But I'm telling everybody who's who's listening and doesn't know who this is. I will just explain. Right?
I didn't pause to burp. I paused to say something. So he is saying, okay, well, I told him not to do it. It's like, okay, but why did you tell him not to do it? It's like, oh, because it's a low number. So he is talking about how his own journalist is doing something against what he wants. First off, like, if you're paying him, you're paying him. But he should probably listen to you to some extent. But
right now, there's a massive campaign from high-profile personalities to promote and make Eliza Bleu famous. She has stated she wants to be famous, even to Shane Cashman, and so they're coming and spamming us with comments to force us.
There's nothing more that I want in this world than Eliza Bleu's ass flaps flowing in the sandy wind to be famous. Truly, that is what I dedicate my life's work to, Tim. All of us here. Beep boop.
Just to talk about her like we are right now to make her more famous. Yep. It's working, and I was like, let's not go anywhere
just
near this.
Just dismissing the entire
because
thing.
Someone's getting paid. It's a PR stunt, and it's working. Yep. There you go, guys. I've addressed it. Have a nice day. And then all of these other people who I know, like, who have been members of this channel are saying, like, why won't you get on board? Bro, you are walking right into a PR game. I talked about how they do this. They're called reputation management firms. You go to them and you say, how much money to make me a star? And they say, we're going to do a two-front thing. We're going to say you're fighting a good fight, but you got controversy. That way we get you on both fronts. People will defend you. People will oppose
you. Should be a stand-up comedian. This is hilarious.
You, and this will result in high-profile outlets. The Daily Beast will write about you. You're going to get a bunch of, grifter channels are going to start talking about you, drama channels, big YouTubers. We will make you famous, and it'll cost you $100,000. And there you go. Congratulations, everybody. You did exactly what the money paid for, and here we are addressing it just for you. Hope the.
Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and thank some members. Thank you, Arthemesia, for joining the PR firm for Eliza Bleu. Thank you so much, guys. And super chatting $2. Tim told the quartering he sent Shane. Oh yeah, here's the thing, guys. He sent Shane, but it's like, how come Shane didn't reach out to quartering or I? What's with that? Is it that he's gonna do it later? I don't know, but. If you want a story that's fair, perhaps interview the other people who are deplatformed by her. But he didn't do that so far, and the first part of the story is already out. So, And I don't feel like it at this point. I know it's gonna be like Tim's whole response is like, oh, nothing I do is right. It kind of reminds me of like those like really, what's the word? I don't want to say like toxic, but that's kind of the what I'm trying to convey. Like a toxic boyfriend who like you just like lightly tell him like, hey, could you not leave the refrigerator door open? He's like, I can't do anything right. It's like it just comes across as a little bit crazy, a little bit manipulative, so that you don't complain again and you can't set boundaries. It's gaslighting. It's a little gaslighty. I feel like I was gaslit watching this Tim Pool clip. I feel gaslit. Like we are all robots from a PR firm, from Venti's PR firm right now. We have all been gaslit into getting insulted, called a mob, and that's the other thing. It's like projecting it too. It's just it puts me off. Jeremy Knoll, thank you for the $10 super chat. Cargo pilot guy, 15130, please listen to that part. Okay, give me 1 second, and I will do that. 15130. All right. Is this the part?
For not violating terms of service, that's the story. If she violated terms of service, then it was a righteous ban.
I think the real story is...
Oh yeah, we just listened to that. Okay. You guys are on it. Thank you. Cargo pilot guy. Dave, $5. Eliza knows Kanye. What are the odds it was Eliza who hooked up with Cassandra? Oh, hooked up Cassandra with Kanye to get him on Tim's show. It could be. Grifting 101, attack your constituents? Oh my god, I can't say that word. Yeah, okay, I did not have this on my bingo sheet, guys. I'm not gonna lie. I did not have this on my bingo sheet of getting accused of being a PR firm for Eliza by Tim Pool. This was definitely not on the 2023 bingo. Beep boop. Branch Covidian, 19.999 super chat. Sorry, I'm drunk. I trolled you a while back. I've had suspicions that Tim Pool was a phony since before the Jack Murphy incident. Thank you for exposing him. I didn't intend to do any of that. Like, I just wanted to know if Eliza was trafficked in a music video. Cargo pilot guy, 499 super chat. Brittany, they literally mentioned you by name. 15126. 15126. Oh, also, he's still kind of accusing everyone in his chat of being the mob. I was in his chat earlier. Am I the mob? What about you guys here? You were in his chat earlier. My viewers, are we the mob because we want accountability for what Eliza did and my account to be unlocked? By the way, would be a great birthday gift. My birthday is coming up in a week, so let's see. Was I mentioned here?
Create a perception. Then they start sending those comments to journalists saying, please write about this.
Yeah, I think a lot of people maybe got kind of drawn up in the drama and the emotions of it. But really, like, if Brittany Venti got banned for not violating terms of service, that's the story. If she violated terms of service...
Yeah, but it's not just me now that got locked. It was also... You're missing the part about... Sorry, I forgot to switch screens. That was him saying it. He forgot to mention the part about... her having Twitter staff around her finger and them tweeting about it and them defending it. And then her telling the quartering, I got your account locked because you didn't ask my permission before you criticized me. So, no, it's not just about me. Other people got locked and privacy notices now as well. And also the fact that certain media outlets won't cover it. Like, that's a factor too. That's worth covering. Steve Baca, $10 per chat. Everyone liked this video if Brittany is right. Everyone disliked the video if Tim has Jason Momoa like locks under his beanie. Yeah, I gotta get with the like or dislike the stream grift. Like the stream if you are a PR firm robot. Cargo pilot guy, 199 super chat. Keep listening for Christ's sake. Okay. We just listened to this. What do you mean?
Then it was a righteous ban.
I think the real story is that she likely got banned as part of a campaign where someone trying to become famous hires a company who then
I got banned as part of a campaign? But wouldn't I have to be involved with the campaign? Who would be the one getting me banned. Like, this doesn't even make sense.
Comments with fake accounts to get them to talk about it, then immediately uses accounts to do mass flagging, which result in an algorithmic
No, it's not a stupid PR firm. She has connections at Twitter and influenced Elon to create this system that she's using, that victims are supposed to be using, that she's using and abusing to censor me and quartering and others. Like, how, it's not that hard to understand. Like, we have the receipts. We've shown it over and over. How many live streams have I done showing the evidence? Like, the implications of her working with Elon, influencing him to get rid of the stuff. She's outspoken about that, right? Her having Ella Irwin tweet that and her retweeting her about the non-consensual content. Her telling Quartering the same thing about the non-consensual content policy that's brand spanking new, even though it was consensual, and we proved that. It just makes no sense. Ted Skovronik, I told you I would fuck up your name again. $5 super chat, beep boop. Thank you, my Ro Bros in chat. Shout out to my Ro Bros in chat who have been holding people accountable. For the most part, I gotta be honest, like, for the most part, a lot of you guys have been pretty respectful and relatively intelligent about it. Like, I don't really see that many crazy people in regard to this. It seems like actually level-headed people that want this issue fixed, that don't want Twitter to have this exploit. Because right now, anyone can still get deplatformed for posting a screenshot of someone from a public video, as of right now, which is a big problem. Monkey Head, $5 super chat. It's out, guys. Brittany has been secretly working for Eliza for 8+ years, and this streaming thing was all part of the plan the whole time. Don't expose me on my own stream. $20 from Christopher Davis, super chat. Tim is doing damage control, trivializing the issue. Yeah, that's the word, trivializing it to combat angry viewers and slow the unsubbing. I unsubbed. I mean, his, like, are the people that aren't liking his stream anymore, are they also bots? Because he had a lot less likes this stream. Was it because of the bots? Deranged Lunatic, $2. This Eliza Bleu shit just keeps getting deeper and deeper. When does it end? I know. I just wake up every day and it's something else. I was not expecting this. Gorgeous Mayhem, $5 super chat. Oh, so they're not paying attention to Eliza Bleu story because it's stupid or something, but they do know Brittany Venti got banned. Right. Yeah, so it's very clear that some ignorance is being feigned here. It's less about putting the blinders on at this point, because it's like, if you know I got banned and you know Eliza lied and everyone's telling you, you have your whole chat, 30,000 people spamming you about it for weeks. I can't just sit here and pretend like, oh, he just doesn't know. Like, how would that be the case? He canceled my booking to go on his shows because of this situation, because of Cassandra. So, like, there really isn't any plausible deniability at this point. Gorgeous Mayhem, $5 super chat. Oh, they're not paying attention to Eliza Bleu story because it's super... Oh, yeah, I read that one. Let me just catch up on the super chats really quick, and then we're going to go into the article and go through all the recent events that happened. Because something interesting was actually revealed in the article, but kind of unintentionally on Shane's end. By the way, if he wants it to be an unbiased article, I really do think he should have reached out to Quartering and I. But to my knowledge, he has not. So... yeah, so it's like, oh, dang, they're never happy. It's like, but it was like a very simple fix. Same thing with Address's situation. It was a very simple fix. Like, all you had to do is not cancel my booking and then cover for Eliza and then accuse your viewers of being bots. Like, they're giving you money and support you for years. Like, they have an emotional, parasocial connection with you. I'm not saying you have to kiss your viewers' ass. Like, you guys know, like, I talk shit all the time to people in chat. But... he's just lashing out for no reason. No valid reason, in my opinion. Because he kind of did this to himself, to be honest. Laughing Dog, $20. The theory is sound. You're way better than Eliza at everything she wants to do and be famous for. It's a double bonus to move you off the chessboard to get the Eliza chat promotion. I guarantee it's working for her. If anything, Tim helped promote her. If he truly believed that robot theory that you guys are all just like beeping and booping in his chat with blue emojis, then why would he contribute to that by throwing oil into the fire, by not just addressing it? Sorry, someone sent me a
censorship, meaning no one at Twitter actually looked and saw it. When Twitter receives a certain amount of flags in a certain amount of time, so does YouTube and Facebook, they instantly take it down because of things like gore, live streamed murder, and things like that.
But that's okay, yes, but that's not the situation here. We saw that Eliza was retweeting Ella Irwin. Ella Irwin follows Eliza. Eliza follows her. She's the head of Twitter's trust and safety. My account has been down for 2 weeks. I've been locked out for over 2 weeks. This is not the case. This is not just, oh, there was a flagging campaign by a PR company. Eliza had enough power to get quartering deplatformed in minutes. This is not because of a PR campaign. This is because Eliza has internal connections, and we saw her retweet the threads, and Ella Irwin speaking on the situation and then claiming she can't speak on the situation, claiming there's some legality involved, even though I've never been served paperwork. I don't even know anything about it's not even fair, legally speaking. Like, I just get accused of something and I can't know anything about the accuser. I don't get served paperwork, nothing. I just get threatened. I get libel spouted at, including by Tim's employee. Like, this is insane.
Then the streamer then comes out and screams, oh, I've been censored, because they have been. And that generates the story, which makes the person famous. So it's just too obvious.
Okay, even if that were the case, even entertaining it would still be worth talking about. Like, that would be an exploit in the Twitter system. That would still be worth talking about, so
I'm not going to be involved in that stuff. That's the extent that I'm willing to be involved in it. And to any...
Okay, so, like, he's not saying I'm the PR firm. He's saying that there is a PR firm and that you guys are falling for it. Then who is the PR firm? Like, because he's saying everyone's just bots. He said earlier bots. So it seems like he doesn't know where to aim his target here. BG, $5 super chat. So now Elon's on board with the PR firm to make her famous. I don't get it. This theory makes absolutely no sense to me. Leah Menez says, $4.99 super chat. I honestly lost all respect for Tim Pool because of how he's handling this. Keep up the good work, Brittany. Thank you. This mysterious PR firm. Like, it's not like I doubt, like, I know for a fact that it is a thing that Lauren Southern covered in the past. She talked about how on Wikipedia they will slander people because it's like a million editors, so you can't really sue Wikipedia. You have to sue the individual, which is hard when there's like 20 different contributors to one article. And she said that there's companies you can pay to have them just make like nice articles about you so you look good and say that you did a bunch of nice things. I'm not doubting that that's not a real thing. It's just that in this situation, it's not the case, and it's very blatant what the case is. She fucking follows the head of trust and safety, and she follows her back. Like, I don't know how much clearer it could be. And her retweeting her thread, and Ella Irwin replying to people saying like, oh, well, you know, when people post non-consensual content, they get locked in regard to me. But, oh, they can't talk about it. It's like, that's not PR. Ted Skavrenik, $5 super chat. Did he say you're chasing fame, that you got your account locked over at EB to chase fame? No, I think he's saying that I am caught in the crossfire of a robot army. Eliza's robot army. But I feel like he's accusing his chat of being bots too, because they're spamming like blue emojis and everything, right? And he's like, oh, you guys are saying you're unsubscribing, but I can see who's unsubscribing. So he's saying that they're lying. So I feel like I think the implication is there that he's just calling random people bots. Anyway. Deranged Lunatic, $2. This Eliza Bleu bullshit keeps deeper. I read that one. Okay. Beep boop super chats. But I did listen to it. We did watch the clip. Thank you for telling me to listen to it. Darren Daly, $5 super chat. Welcome to Morthland and Pool PR professional grifters. Contact Cassandra for your tour of the farm for only $29.99. Penicillin not included. Thank you. Steve Baca, $10 super chat. Oh, yeah, I read that one. $5 super chat for Spectral Citizen. PR firm. Eliza's losing followers. Cucy did a stream with her social blade. Yeah, it's not. That's a great point, Spectral. If she has a PR firm doing this for her, it's not really accomplishing anything in terms of actually helping her brand. She's been losing followers for like 2 weeks. That doesn't really make sense. John Yarbor, $2. Tim got paid. Why was she on his show? Jeremy Knoll, $10 super chat. Thank you. And then over here, Tim told the quartering he sent Shane. Yeah, well, I don't think so. It doesn't seem like it. Seto Martin, $4.99 super chat. Are you friends with Lauren Southern? Should be a good judge situation here of who's in the right, who's in the wrong. I think it's pretty obvious at this point. Like, literally, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do? What did Chrissy do? What did quartering do? What did we do wrong? Anthony, $7. Timmy lost his marbles. He couldn't say they with yay. He can't say blue with you. He's gone fishing for good this time. Thank you, Anthony. BM, $50, who is now the king of the chat. I'm giving money to Brittany, Eliza's secret PR agent, to promote Eliza Blue's cheeks beat boop. Venti mob is supreme. Bimbo power. Yeah. Bimbo power. I'm a serial harasser. If anything, I'm the one being harassed. My fucking account's locked. And I got called a sexual harasser. I'm being fucking harassed. If anything. Dan Holland, £5. If he doesn't care about Eliza, why did he pay Shane to fly out multiple people for a novel-length fluff piece? Yeah, because, like, even though he told him not to do it, would he have, at the end of the day, let him do that and pay for it if it weren't something worth covering? Meow, $4.99 super chat. Did you know that Pool's sister came out against him? Yeah, I saw the clip. She said that she has an older brother and money and fame made him an asshole, so no thanks. She doesn't want money and fame. I saw it. Apparently that's his sister. I don't know for 100% certainty, but that's what they were saying. Abyss MK2 $10 super chat. Thank you for the super sticker. Yeah, making lemonade. That's a good sticker. Dan Holland, £2. Big up the Bim bots. Shout out to my Bim bots. Tim has always been a lefty grifter. That's why people call him a fence sitter. Look at what happened to Adam Kringler. Thank you, John Yarbor. I know he's been known to be a fence sitter, but, like, at least you could say, like, oh, he's playing devil's advocate. Maybe that gets more information out. But as things stand right now, Shane, for example, as journalist, didn't really do a good job at getting the information out. He kind of just wasted people's time reading it. For the most part, there was a couple of nuggets in there, though. One of which was unintentional, which we will get to. I just don't want to get behind in the super chats. Ulfahlunar, but why do you guys have these fucked up names I can't pronounce? Like, I'm getting trolled. Why are they? You guys are bots. You know what? Like, only a bot would have these, like, randomized names. These aren't real people. These aren't real names. Gary was right, and Anna should make the Bimbo private investigation agency. I wonder, Anna, what do you think about that? 772 Hustla, $5 super chat. Brendan Osonell said Tim Pool and Alex Jones is affiliated with Kissinger Associates. You should interview him. Brendan O'Connell? Interview him or which person in there? Sorry, I didn't completely follow that super chat. Let's get through this. Trent Ronzer, $2 Canadian. She can't afford internet but can pay you PR money. I know. And guys, don't worry. She's on her old phone, uwu. She's so modest, uwu. VG, $5 super chat. If you play it back, he's saying Eliza got herself banned to help with the PR firm, but you got banned, not her. He makes no sense. Yeah, I'm so confused. I'm gonna have to like, watch it over off stream or something. Ryan, $2. Beep boop, Tim is coward, and transmission. And transmission. Jabberwolf, $2 super chat. Tim Pool and Banality of Evil. Mr. Perfect, $4.99 super chat. Brittany, when are you gonna make it official? I don't know who you keep pestering me about. Like, are you guys I think the robots are like creating imaginary things. He's saying, when are you gonna make it official that you and Sean from Think Before You Sleep are together? Are we, all right, let's start. Since you guys are in the mood for fanfic, no, the reason I call it fanfic though isn't because like, oh, it's true or false. The reason I call it fanfic is because like people love shipping people together, and they're just like, I'm shipping this person, that person type of thing. Like, it happens to me my entire streaming career. Shannon is obviously gay. No, guys, we're obviously just like really close friends. Like, come on. Come on. Paul, $5 super chat. I've been following Tim for a while and didn't follow you until this EB stuff. This indignant gaslighting has definitely lost me as a fan. No, but you're just being mean. N Broadsword, $10 super chat. I've never seen this many bots since Ryan Johnson's Star Wars Abomination. $4.99 super chat from Ray Barreto. Just here to support you. All this BS for telling the truth is not deserved. Oh, Sean's in chat. I could never be with Brittany. I am too much of a vapid incel. Yeah, you tell them, Sean. You can't, Sean, here's the thing though, that's not gonna like work that much longer because your entire chat was simping for you. So like, you would be an incel, you would be a volcel. You have to rebrand. It would be volcel. $4.99 super chat from Nick Misovic. You're actually pretty and smart. Eliza's jealous, that's why you got the heat. Listen, I didn't ask God to make me this glorious. He just did. It's not my fault. Ryan, $5 super chat. When is Brittany having kids? She's getting up there in years. That window's closing quick. Whenever I'm blessed with some. Measle, please. $20 super chat. Your hair looks really good today. Yeah, I switched the part. You know who actually told me I look better with a side part? Mr. Incel in chat here did. So I was like, bullshit. And then I changed it. Now everyone's like, oh my god, it looks so good. Now he's gonna neg me so fucking hard now because of you guys. He's gonna be like, see? Trent Ronzer, $2 Canadian. Next he'll say you're paid by Goodwill. Krabosh, £5 super chat. Tim is a child. He's on the verge of throwing a tantrum there. As far as his subs go, I'm still there for now, but I will be out, so will many more. Seems like it. Dan Holland, £5. Brittany can't date Sean. She's already betrothed to Martin Shkreli. See, that's like, you have to be an OG to know that lore, though. They don't even know what you're talking about. Guys, I can't be with Sean because he's a bot, so I would never date people. Like, I'm like Pokimane. I've never dated anyone, ever. I would never do such whorish things. You know who dates people? Sluts. And I'm not one of those sluts. Like you robots ought to believe. John Yarber, $2 super check for the glorious hair. Thank you. Johnson, $10. Oh, so that's what this is for Tim. He's discarding Evie before she becomes the next Jack Murphy. He's surgically removing her from his nads. $10 super chat from MC Gman80. Tim should be careful about talking PR considering he's part of the old Strat 4 cross promotion network. Is he? I have to ask Hickson, like, because Hickson usually knows, like, if somebody's represented by someone, given, you know, agent. Monkeyhead 15, $2 super chat. I probably still modded on Martin's stream. Oh my god, you should check. I know his account got banned, I'm pretty sure. Okay. See, this is why I have to get through them, because I'm gonna get behind. It's almost done. I'm almost done. Backhand 187, $5 Australian dollars. If EB's no one, then why is Tim having Shane to cash into her story? Positive Paul, $10 Canadian. All you have to do is say he disavowed Eliza. Now he's a weenie beanie. A weenie beanie. Cable Jones, $5 super chat. Brittany, you are gorgeous. I would believe you more if it were 500. Gorgeous Mayhem, thank you though. Thank you for the $5 Gorgeous Mayhem. Pool's supposed to be against censorship, right? Yet he censors his show on certain issues. The Jab selection, Blue, Murphy, Pool sucks. Well, you know, it goes back to Steven Crowder and him talking about like the whole playing ball thing. That's what I would suspect. BM has been a bimbo bot for 20 months. Tim keeps dissing Venti mob. Well, he's going to be sleeping with the hammerhead soon if he doesn't shut his trap. No, we don't do violence here. BM, stop. YouTube staff is watching. They're like just ready to click the button because I'm hurting their big money maker. So let's chill out. Ghost Crusaders 9.99 super chat. Yeah, that is Tim's real sister who made the claims. I just looked it up. I can't believe that's stuff she said. Yeah, I don't know about his personal life in that regard. I saw the clip, but I didn't look into it much further. S'more, $2. Beggars can't be choosers, but us guys need to raise our standards. If we're going to sell our principles for women, at least do it for someone like Catherine Zeta-Jones or Adriana Lima in their prime. Yeah, honestly, it's like, for Eliza, is that worth it? I don't think so. TGTK $5 super chat. Tim Pool claimed Eliza Bleu critics are actually trying to promote her. That's like insane. That's actually wild in this scenario. Like, people are just getting their accounts locked over it. Like, sure, maybe not me, I guess what Tim's saying, but what about others? Timothy Lorenz, $2 super chat. Tim is a blatant liar. Colt Castle, $1 super chat. Mr. Perfect. Me thinks you protest too much about you and Sean. No, I don't. Puta, $5. Liberty Lockpod inviting you to his podcast. Oh, okay. I'll try to take note of that. John Yarbor, thank you for telling me. John Yarbor, $5 super chat. Barnes is on yours and Anna's side. He mentioned on live stream tonight. Who wouldn't be? What kind of lawyer would be on Eliza's side? But thank you for the support. Tracer, thank you for being a bimbot. I gotta change the title from subscriber to bimbot. Spectral, $5. Your hair does look pretty. Don't forget to pin the Streamlabs link. Oh my god, I actually did forget to do that. The support is really overwhelming right now from you guys. Like, I'll still take it in, but like, thank you. The OGs use my website to donate. Okay, there we go. $5 from One Step Too Far. Super chat. Tim doesn't care about Eliza. He's trying to protect his delusions of grandeur about hosting Elon on Timcast. Yeah, but Elon unfollowed Eliza. Cowboy Tombo Slice, $5 super chat. If you think he went off live, he really is going off after his show. Yeah, true. I hope he doesn't have yes men around him, because like, if they actually care about him, they probably shouldn't just be like, yeah, Tim, you're so right. You should probably let him know what he's doing wrong. If you actually care about him, want to help him. But yeah, cargo pilot guy, I corrected myself. Thank you for letting me know the clip. But he's still basically accusing everyone who criticized her of being a bot. The sentiment's the same. Miss Debris, $10. Tim's explanation sounds like pure BS. Your hair is way too curly. Oh, sorry about that. I'll pull it out. Let me fix that really quick. Chris from Lifeform, $5 super chat. $5 PR commission. Oh yeah, that was from the beginning of the stream. Okay, cool. 2.1 thousand watching. Congrats. Oh, really? I usually don't check during the stream. I didn't know we still had that many, because someone messaged me earlier that we had a lot, and then like I didn't know we were still at that. It'll be worth your time. I'm almost done with super chats. This last one. Balaam's ass, $5 super chat. Redefine trafficking to mean something that's already happened to you. 2, say you've been trafficked. 3, grift. Pretty good 3-step process. $2 from Chris Lifeform. How are we doing, fellow agents? Yeah. You guys came in early with the PR agency payments. Okay, cool. So now we can go through everything. So basically, as we can see, people are not happy over Tim Pool. And just pulling this up here. So as you can see, Fair and Balance has pointed out, Eliza Bleu, every time she opens her mouth, she's just giving more ammo to show that she's a liar because it contradicts with something else she said at some point. And I found that to be true with the article as well. So obviously people have issues with Shane, Tim Pool's journalist, covering it because, well, it seems like a couple things. So like, we already talked about some of them, but the fact that not only like were they kissing each other's asses earlier in the month when Eliza was on the podcast, but also he was already out there earlier to cover her story for a different narrative. And now that this has happened, it's like, oh, well, maybe it's a sunken cost fallacy where it's like, no, I have to keep what I interviewed her for because like I spent all this time and work on it. So there is that factor that people suspect. Due to the fact, for example, the article, he was there in January and she wasn't even going to talk about it until they did. I believe Shane mentioned it and that's why she came out about it. That, oh yeah, he was at my ranch or whatever after she had flirted with him on her Timcast episode, which we played a few streams ago. But as Farron points out here, the article is dated February 6th, yet he was at her house the beginning of January. So there's a little bit of a lack of transparency there. The way Tim said it on one of his episodes that he sent a journalist out there, it made it seem like it was to cover the censorship aspect. But we're seeing so far that that's not the case with the article. And another suspect thing, and I caught this from the quartering stream, is right here, you can see that she is, she says, just a reminder, the article from today is just an introduction. It's part 1 of many part series. I haven't read it myself in advance. So she's basically running cover, is how Quartering put it, for the guy that's writing a hit piece on her. It's very weird that you would do that. Someone investigating you, you would go and, you know, cover for them. And I agree, it's very strange. So let me pull up the article. Here it is. So by now you guys have probably seen like 5 different YouTubers do a read off of it. I don't think I'm gonna read every single thing off of it for the sake of for like not taking away the whole value and like committing copyright for like just showing the entire thing and reading the entire thing the whole time. But I do have some parts I wanted to highlight. Apparently Blair White's supposed to be at an event Tim is at next week. I didn't know that. I know Blair is making a video on the Eliza Bleu situation because Blair's a real one and is pretty honest. The most honest YouTuber I've seen, actually, on the right. One of the most honest and consistent in her values, regardless of, like, this whole, like, oh, I can't because they're on my team. Like, I don't see Blair doing that. And she's making a video on it. She tweeted about it. So that's interesting. She's going to be at an event with Tim. I wonder how that's going to play out. I think that I hope that she asks him about this because he's kind of a contributing factor to this not getting the reach it should be. I mean, obviously his chat's talking about it, but the censorship aspect. Okay. So the first thing I noticed about this article by Shane Cashman, and I had low expectations going into it because as we saw, he was kissing Eliza's ass. She was kissing his ass both on Twitter and on her podcast episode. She was flirting with him. And what put me off about this article going into it was like the writing style of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just biased and I just don't like this sort of writing style. Maybe I didn't have enough, like, cringe deviant art days or something. I didn't go on Tumblr enough, but it came across as very, like, you know when there's these investigators in the sepia filter and they, like, have the pipe and they're, like, narrating it? That's how it kind of felt reading this. So it says, on January 24th, members of the Science and Security Board pulled off a black hood off of the doomsday clock that revealed to humanity, according to them, was 90 seconds closer to midnight, or in their own words, the closest to nuclear annihilation we've ever been. The spectacle looked something like ISIS recording themselves about to hack off the head of the hostage. There's been a lot of talk about doom and war and the culture incinerating itself. I don't think that it's unique to modernity, but the internet certainly exasperates it. We have always been wired to fear and fetishize our own destruction. It's like he's just going off on like a little bit of a tangent there. But it gets a little bit worse as you go into the article. I was thinking about this doom when Eliza Bleu called me on the same day those scientists pushed the hands of their symbolic clock closer to midnight. She has been trending on Twitter. Eliza and the doomsday clock don't really have anything to do with each other, but they were symbolically connected in my mind. The end of the world is always upon us. These days, it can feel like our own personal destruction is the end of the world, and other days the end of the world is some distant thought that has nothing to do with us. But at that moment, as she was trending on Twitter for accusations of lying. Accusations? I don't know how much evidence I need to pull out of my black ass to get it through your thick fucking heads that it's not accusations! Of lying about being trafficked and censoring critics with the help of Elon Musk, it kind of felt like this was a personal doomsday scenario for Eliza. It's like, it's just very like LARPy. I don't like it. I just don't like this writing style. I'm sorry. I don't. Yes, I am black. Happy Black History Month. I was born on Abraham Lincoln's birthday, who freed the slaves. So like, I'm doubly black. Anyway. So that was the first thing I noticed about the article. There is another part of the article where she like, you guys know how it's like, I'm so modest, ooh, I can't afford Wi-Fi from Eliza Bleu, and she always has to mention her fucking phone. Well, guess what? She mentioned her old phone because she's so humble and modest, ooh, she does basically Jesus's work on her old iPhone that's like so old. Oh my God, look how humble she is. She says over here, the actual freedom of all people is the most important fight. No public stunt, by the way. I'm not going to ask for funding or anything. I do own everything on my own and with an old ass iPhone and God. So of course she has to mention money in there again. And she's like, I don't get funding. I don't get funding. What about the Hotep Jesus interview where she asked for money? Like, what about the GoFundMes that she set up for herself to go on vacation? If you want the receipts, go back on my streams. I put them there, but I don't have time to like go back and display everything right now because it's already a lot of receipts to deal with. But yeah, she's on her old iPhone. Ooh woo, she's so humble and she's basically Jesus. Okay. But I thought that was so funny that she just had to mention how she gets no money and then on her old iPhone. When I answer chat from Amar God, it's called dry begging. Oh, that's a term. I like that. Dry begging. Redacted $5 super chat. He brought it up on members only. I screen recorded. Don't want to get crap for paywall content. How do I get it to ASAP? If you have something you want to email me, you can go to my website, BrittanyVenti.com. Andrew Thomas, $5. Hey, Brittany. Wow, you look so beautiful tonight. I feel like Tim is more of an Eliza simp than a friend, and that's why he's taking her side. I don't think it's, like, necessarily that he's simping for her. Maybe there's another reason. Because he wasn't speaking lightly of her in that rant, so to speak. I think for some reason he's not covering it because it'll cost him something. That's my theory. Maybe in terms of connections or something. Dave, $5 super chat. Eliza has claimed multiple times she works a minimum wage job. Yeah, I know. Because it's like, oh, I'm so humble, ooh, woo, so modest, ooh, woo, look how good I am. But also name drop Kanye. Also give me money. Also, here's GoFundMe's. It's just so inconsistent. She's consistently inconsistent. She's consistently bullshitting everyone. Oh, yeah, and also, like, I think the reason with Tim is obviously Cassandra, too. Like I explained earlier. That I got unbooked because of her. So obviously there's that factor. So I see $2. Sorry, it's $2 from the website. Your skin's beautiful. What moisturizer sunscreen do you use? I actually got chemically burnt recently because I went to the dermatologist and they prescribed me like a cream to put on my face, and it mixed wrong with something else I use, and I actually have a chemical burn on my face, so I actually had to put makeup on it. Like, it doesn't catch on camera, but yeah, that's why. So I actually have an injury on my face right now. Redacted $5 super chat. If it's worth the money, please watch Timcast members only. He talks about you and Jeremy a lot. Would you get in trouble for showing paywall content? I believe that would be fair use if you're cutting it up. Like, if you're just responding to certain, like, you're not playing the whole thing because it's transformative. I would have to check with a YouTube lawyer or something. Roy McClung 999. It's incredible how this has destroyed Tim's credibility. Good luck getting all of this behind you and getting your Twitter back. Thanks. Nelson Savage, $5 super chat. Eliza told Debbie her secrets, so she lost her powers and started turning tricks. Okay. So, back to the article. Someone told me in the article the only good part was her saying that Babylon Bee canceled their scheduled event with her. So that was an interesting part, but it's not the most interesting part. I just wanted to point out the part where she says, it's heartbreaking. She said, I need my Christian brothers. I am pissed that they would cancel. You should be pissed at yourself. She's pissed at them. Be pissed at yourself. Take accountability for your actions. Like, you go around deplatforming people and then lying and then, oh my God, how dare they cancel you? That's not Christian of them. You're the shitty Christian. Eliza's a shitty Christian. I'm sorry, but she is. Last time I checked, lying is not a Christian value. Last time I checked, doing this much maliciously to people, not a Christian value, not well intended. Also, like, using victims and you know, portraying herself to be a trafficking advocate and walking off of the victims' backs to get to her pedestal, not exactly a Christian value either, especially with her inconsistencies with her story, which we're going to get into with this article. So, she actually goes into her trafficking story a little bit. Here it is. It's a very long article, so I'm having to, like, Control F and scroll through it. She says that she was 15, I believe. So here she's talking about the story. It's very long. Just trying to get the age. Oh yeah, so she met this photographer when she was 15. He introduces her to a musician and she refuses to name them. She's saying that the photographer groomed her, and then after that, 17 was when she moved to LA and he knew her age. And then she says to Shane's question, how did you get to LA? And by the way, if you're expecting Shane to push back on anything, it pretty much doesn't happen in this article. There's not much pushback at all, like the bare minimum. Anyway, he asked her, how did you get to LA? And she says, my dad moved me out there. So I find it kind of weird that her dad, that she's like kind of disowning and denying is her dad, the Richard Morthland, I think his name is, the Illinois rep. But he, like, moved her to LA. Like, why did he move her to LA? That's really weird. Like, why would you move your underage daughter to LA? Who is paying you? Quartering in chat. Shout out to Quartering. Quartering, are you the PR? Are you the PR robot agency? We're trying to figure out who it is. But yeah, this is weird. Like, her dad moved her out there. Why would her dad move her out to LA while she's underage? And then, like, she mentions later on that they randomly fly her back, but she doesn't know why. It's over here. My parents bought a plane ticket. Somehow they knew. It's like, somehow they knew. They fucking flew you out to LA. It doesn't make sense. And also her timeline's still fucked. people were doing the math based off of this article and it still wasn't adding up. So they basically did expose Eliza, but unintentionally in this article, because it gave more details for us to look at and go, that's kind of weird. So yeah, she says that the guy started doing stuff for her and she's underage. But yeah, basically nobody is buying it because she's been proven a liar and lied about the non-consent with the music video along with other things and deplatforming people. So that's why people are calling bullshit. And people think it's the chain's bias because they were kissing each other's ass beforehand. He was already flown out there before this Eliza Bleu incident. So yeah, that's why people don't really like the article. But yeah, her Christian brothers. Give me a fucking break. And also, if she has she speaks on being trafficked under 18, but like, remember that story with her spending a night supposedly with that 17-year-old boy? We went over that in a stream, but she also points out a couple of other things that are interesting in this article. So in this screenshot of the article, when she's being asked by Shane about the trafficker, he's like, did the man in LA who sold you get in trouble? I don't know, she said, and I haven't looked. I almost thought about looking right before you came out here, but I can't. What keeps you from looking, I asked. Why go back, she said. Why don't you find some type of solace knowing he's in jail? Or I started saying before she cut me off. I don't think he's alive, she said. But you could be out there preventing others from getting hurt if he's still alive. She took a deep breath before responding and said, I don't give a shit. No, I'm joking. But she's saying he's not alive. But then over here, she's like, oh, my trafficker still follows me on social media. So unintentionally, the article did give us a few more inconsistencies and a few more things that were like, this sounds like bullshit in regard to her trafficking story. So we have no reason to believe her. She won't drop names and she's a proven liar. So the benefit of the doubt's gone. So apparently, you know, between her saying her trafficker is, oh my God, maybe he's alive, maybe he's dead. Actually, he's following me on social media. It's like, I guess Eliza's trafficker must be fucking Schrodinger's cat. Because he's simultaneously fucking alive and then he's simultaneously dead. Like, we don't know. Until she opens the box, we don't know. But she won't open the box. Sunset $05. Eliza is about as Christian as Imam. She's trying to grift off Christians because she knows we're charitable. Absolutely disgusting. That's what everyone does that grifts off Christians. It's for that reason. Hugh Jazz, $5 Canadian. Maybe the dad is the trafficker that explained why he sent her to LA, half joking. That's what I said. I was like, what was his involvement in this trafficking? Like, why was he paying for her to go to LA? Why hasn't he commented on it? Where are her parents during this whole thing? And it's like, yeah, she totally could have been on drugs, like she said in the article. But it's like, she's lied about so much at this point and to platform so many people that it's like, it's at a point where it doesn't matter. It doesn't excuse what she's done. Make you say yum yum, $10. New mystery crew, Bimbos at 11, a ragtag group of bimbo journalists who work to expose the BS and grifts in modern politics. Have it replace Velma on HBO or late night version, The View, like actually good. Yeah, pitch it to them. One pissed off hippie, $5. I'm a crazy conspiracist, but I think Tim has been ignoring everything bad about Twitter since Elon took over because he might be an investor. Well, that's where integrity comes in. Okay. So she also responded to the whole utopia thing. You guys remember the clip of her saying in her ideal utopia, a child could consent to an adult. In case we forgot, here's the clip.
If I could answer this in utopia, right? In my like perfect ANCAP utopia, each community.
So this is her perfect world. Just keep that in mind.
And each, so it'd be each caregiver, parent, and community, including teachers, potential faith leaders, will decide if the child is ready to consent. Look at the child's behavior. Do they have a job? How is their education going? Are they cognitively available to have sex with this individual? Also look at the history of the individual as well. So does this individual have a history of abuse? And you go from there.
I don't know if they're agreeing or with their head nods, or if they're just like, okay, I'm hearing you kind of head nod. But I don't know who thought that sounded good. Was the chat doing that too? Were they like clapping in chat? Was the chat like on board with this or what? This is literally what she wants in her perfect ANCAP utopia. That photo is so funny. But yeah, in case we needed a reminder, she talks about the ANCAP utopia, and she had a follow-up with that. So she said, I went on a show to advocate for survivors and minors. I was speaking in the clip about a hypothetical anarchist society with no government, no laws, and stated that clearly. Yeah, you also said your ideal utopia. I believe the current laws around these issues and abide by the current laws. So basically, that doesn't clarify shit. I was clear about all of that. The full podcast is available to watch. The clip above is available to watch. I understand it might be difficult for folks to try to understand a conversation about a hypothetical world with no government and how to tackle egregious crimes. She just has to condescend you guys. Like, I understand if you're stupid. Like, and it's for no good reason. Like, the people are right. Like, if she was right, okay, she could be a condescending bitch if she wanted to be. But in this case, it's just making her look like a bitch. Like, she already doesn't have the public opinion on her side, and then she's just digging her hole further and being unlikable. These conversations are about possible solutions to human trafficking are under anarchism are normal for me. Yeah, unlike you guys just don't have a 200 IQ like Eliza Bleu, okay? You can't wrap your small little brains around why children fucking adults would be a utopia, according to Eliza, okay? These conversations are possible solutions to human trafficking under anarchism and normal to me. I also talk about solutions under the current system in the U.S. and multiple societies, depending on their laws and government structure, even North Korea. Because she's a fucking intellectual, guys. She's so smart. I forgive folks who don't understand the context of the clip, even those who call me horrible names. Don't worry, guys. She forgives you. I forgive you, but we have nothing more to discuss. I've seen your heart toward me. How dare you guys? How dare you guys say that you don't agree with her fucking utopia of 12-year-old fucking adults? You better ask Christ for forgiveness, okay? Because Eliza is the ultimate Christian, a heart of gold here, okay? And you better pray that she forgives you. And what was interesting is the replies being like, excuse me, bitch, you should be asking for our forgiveness because you deplatformed people and lied to us after we supported you. And Blair actually responded to it. And she said, you said some minors are capable of consenting to sex with adults. If that's advocating for minors, I'd hate to see what harming them looks like. Furthermore, you specifically said, in your perfect ANCAP society, there would be circumstances in which minors have sex with adults, meaning that is your idea of utopia. You are completely demented and your grift has expired. Blair said, your time is done. Your time is over, bitch. So I'm waiting on Blair to make that video. I'm anticipating it. Like, I want to see it. And another interesting point about the whole, like, kitty utopia thing is we went over this in a prior stream, so we already showed the receipt, but she received Felicia killing someone who was allegedly convicted for having sexual relations with a 16-year-old, and apparently she had some sort of settlement to get out of it. She gave Eliza, or tried to give Eliza, money, like an actual predator. Hold on, here's the photo of her. Okay, this woman. Former teacher pleads no contest in student sex case. 16-year-old student, she had sex with them. Okay, so she's doing the age gap. You have to question people who have sex with people who are that much younger, especially when they're adolescent or can't really fully understand what they're consenting to, and you have the power gap over them being their teacher, which makes it worse. And she accepted or encouraged funding from this person in a tweet. And you can see here that Eliza was even doing spaces with her. So it wasn't just like, oh, Felicia, the predator lady, just randomly give Eliza money without her consent. No, she was doing spaces with her. So, some human trafficking advocate Eliza is. But yeah, really puts it into perspective. Her whole utopia thing with children having sex as adults, and her saying that some children are more capable of consenting to sex as adults than some adults. Really gives perspective for that when she's accepting help from someone who got charged for fucking a minor. Let me see if I can pull up the screenshot really quick. Here it is. I won't make you guys stick for this one. It says Eliza has received fundings from Felicia Killings, who was arrested and charged with several felony counts of unlawful sex with a minor. Killings received a plea deal to avoid having to register as a sex offender. Eliza received funding from a literal groomer. And you can see right here her saying she's going to fundraise for Eliza, and she thanks the predator, and she also did Twitter spaces with her, or a Twitter space at least. So there's the receipt for that if you guys want it. $10 super chat from Mike Sullivan. Here's 10 bucks for busting the Beanie Biatch boy. Nice alliteration. Thank you. Sasha Lamore, $2. Brittany, your star is rising. My star is rising. What do you mean? Dirt Bike, $4.99 super chat. Tim brought all of this on himself by purposely ignoring it. Now he's coping, having a meltdown about it. His fault. Yeah, I noticed a repeating pattern here of people just not taking responsibility or being accountable. Am I dumb? Are you back on Twitter? Your profile's up? No, my profile's been up this whole time. I'm locked out of the account. I checked earlier today. I'm still locked out. $2 from Ted. It costs more than $150K to open that box. Your fame is rising, you fool. Oh. Bimbo moment. Beep boop. Okay, so we're going to get into the FBI stuff in a second. Let me go turn down my heat. Hold on, let me give you guys some Looney Tunes. All right, I'm gonna give you guys two options: funk or R&B and soul. Actually, no. R&B and soul or hip hop in honor of Black History Month. Pick one in the next 5 seconds: hip hop or R&B and soul. No, funk's not an option. It's not as African as the other two. Okay, hip hop it is. Enjoy. I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Okay. I'm back. So, the FBI thing. I think it's a pretty important part to acknowledge of this whole thing because I haven't seen a lot of people talk about it yet. So I woke up this morning, and by morning I mean 2 p.m. and I saw this guy, Justin, make a video about this, and I think we should just let it play so that he can explain it.
So today we have some wild new information about Eliza Bleu possibly being deeply tied with the FBI. That would be insane, but we also have some more information about how this situation just seems to get more and more sinister as you dig deeper into it. Let's check it out. Had been asking me, and I did want to make sure that I could actually provide value to you, give you some response with something real locked out. Eliza stayed a blue check mark.
Okay, so here's the context.
Cool in nature or whatever, and Ella cool perks. So
Frank, Chrissy Mayer's fiance, is in this thread, and Ella Irwin replies to a tweet about the wrong message being selected by the agent. It should say that it's because you can't use their check mark in a profile pic. And then Frank says, "Can you please update us on what's going on with the Eliza stuff?"
The memberships are now live. Let's get into the video. A blue checkmark logo in your profile picture. Only way to get a blue checkmark is to actually subscribe and be approved. Frank then responds to Ella Irwin. Profile image being
so he's talking about this for reference. That's the profile pic. Anyway.
Right. But he's really onto something here.
So this guy says, "I think there should be some clarity from the team. From an outside perspective, it does seem like some dynamics shown in the Twitter files are still at play." And what he might be alluding to here is the government involvement in the Twitter files of censoring people politically. "I could be wrong with this whole ordeal with Eliza has hurt trust for many users and some canceling their blues and protests." Then Ella Irwin response says, "Understand the challenge here is that we can't discuss the specifics of legal or criminal case, no matter how curious people are or what the assumptions are made for reasons for our actions." And it's like, the reasons we're making these assumptions because Ella Irwin, head of trust and safety on Twitter, responded to someone else asking about me, saying like, "Oh, like, well, you know, non-consent nudes." And it's like, so you're implying what I did was non-consent when we caught Eliza lying and it was consensual. So they did comment on it indirectly, but they did comment on it. And now it's like, oh, now we can't talk about it. That's too much. We can't talk about it. So, legal or criminal case? Like, what legal or criminal case? Where's my paperwork then? I have not been served papers. If Twitter can't just lock my account and then not tell me who the accuser is. Like, we know it's Eliza now, but like, they didn't tell me. They didn't tell me there's paperwork. I've received no copyright notice, nothing. You gave me no paperwork to contest. So I'm just being charged because I'm black on this fine history month. My February Americans. We cannot stand for this. But yeah, I was never served paperwork. Twitter never gave me any sort of legal thing like Ella is implying here. Legal or criminal case? Where? I know Eliza threatened it, but I never received anything. So they can just keep me in the dark?
He says, "I think there should be some clarity from the team. From an outside perspective, it does seem like some dynamics shown in the Twitter files are still at play. I could be wrong, but the whole ordeal with Eliza has hurt trust for many users with some here." Well, let's continue. Or the bitch actually does that, because I don't even think we would need a lawyer to bring a lot of things together. Because I've been saying that this fall.
So this tweet says from Camelot, "Found out last night from a friend of Eliza's that she has deep ties to the FBI. Assuming Twitter has retained FBI agents as employees, it would make sense why she's untouchable on Twitter."
Farm that she keeps talking about, this farm that's just me speculating of me, and I couldn't have anybody explain to me something where he was saying it does are allowed on Twitter, and they still to this day are attempting to do that. Apparently Elon Musk was saying that they no longer have the same type of influence that they used to have, but if Eliza Bleu really does have...
No, but it seems like they do with Ella Irwin coming to Eliza's personal defense. Not in the tweets we just showed, but like specifically her first comment on it that we talked about.
Deep ties with the FBI, which, you know, would make everything make a lot of sense, because I couldn't for the life of me, and I couldn't have anybody explain to me why Elon Musk would sacrifice not only his personal reputation, but the reputation of this platform that he's been trying to build up as this free speech platform, this platform that was failing at doing its job. He took it over and he thought that he was going to turn around by changing the narrative around this platform. And he's completely destroying that record we know of. Had so thing might be more sinister than we thought. And
So yeah, basically this. Politician father, FBI ties. Farmland, she tries to bait high-level people to visit relentlessly. This thing might be more sinister than we thought. Yeah, she invited Elon to it. She invited Shane to it when it was supposed to be for trafficking survivors. People are speculating it's her dad's farm. This has like 500 acres. And then also, to pair with this, the interesting information here, and here's Eliza next to the person she says is not her dad, but I'm pretty sure is her dad. Who's the state rep of Illinois. So what's interesting is she deleted the tweets. From what we saw, it seems like she deleted the tweets about the house. Now that she's unlocked, I can actually check if that's true, because we have people posting screenshots, but I want to check for myself really quick. Because she had tweets about the safe house, and I believe she deleted them because we saw she was deleting tweets. So I'm wondering too if her safe house has something to do with this, if it's a key component. I don't see anything on it. Let me type in safe house. I went to his survivor safe house. I had an STI. Oh, well, that was a piece of information I wasn't planning on finding. I guess Eliza has some things to work out there. Oh, sorry, phone. Thank you guys. Sorry, I always forget to not put my phone there. Yeah, bot sounds. That was the PR team. But yeah. Her having a STI. Wasn't expecting to find that one on there. Wheezy Pillar $5 super chat. I had to make a video of Tim's insane meltdown. We stand with you in the quarter and managed to snag it before the inevitable delete. Oh, we all saw. Let's see if it's still here. Safe house. I don't see it. She's talking about other people's safe houses, but I don't see the one that she claimed to open that we went over. So we know it happened. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. You know, these are all other people's. How she went to one. She keeps saying she went to a safe house. Yeah, I'm not seeing it. So I think she deleted it. $4.99 from Ketzachapin. $4.99 super chat. I thought you were cool ever since when you troll normies get off my stream. Well, you were right. Evie knows what's under the beanie. Thank you, Steve Baca Fed. Adam Choate, $5 super chat. Tim was defensive, illogical, unfair, and not principled in his response. Been enjoying your streams with Chrissy, Merritt, Eliza brought on this investigation. They brought it upon themselves. Like Eliza, Cassandra, like it's like they have no sense of self-awareness. Like there's a huge lack of self-awareness of like, oh hey, if I do immoral shit, people might start trolling me, or like, oh hey, if I spout libel and accuse people of sexually harassing someone, maybe some people start trolling and then posting my news in regard to Cassandra. So Sasha Lamora became a member, a bimbo bot. So nice, I'll say it thrice. Brittany is in the flow. Thanks. I'm a fembot. But yeah, I'm not seeing anything about her safe house. We have the screenshot from a prior stream, so we know it was there. But yeah, I don't see it. She deleted it. Yeah, so it is odd. The FBI thing, inviting people to safe house. Now she mysteriously deletes the tweet about her opening the safe house on her farm that her politician dad probably owns. It's all very strange. Also, there was this tweet of her swimming in cash. She's like, oh, we're swimming in Elon's cash. It's very strange. Damn, Elon, where's my check? Cash App at $ Eliza Bleu. I accept Bitcoin. Me and my bestie swimming in Elon cash. What? But Eliza, aren't you so modest and humble and on your old iPhone, Uwu? Investigate the farm. I don't know what's on that farm. She's tried to have a lot of things on that farm. Oh yeah, let me show you guys the Cassandra and Anna screenshots because I want to show you that really quick. Because Cassandra deleted a bunch of tweets and she deleted more than Eliza did. Cassandra McDonald Fairbanks. Okay. Farms and trafficking don't mix well. That's a good point. That's a good point, chat. Okay, here we go. Sorry, I had to pull up the screenshots. Okay. So this is the first one that started it all with Cassandra going off on Anna. So Anna says, if I were running a show, so again, Chrissy and Anna saw the email of Tim Pool saying to me that I was no longer booked because of Cassandra. If I was running a show and I wanted it to be a guest, but my booker wouldn't book them because she's a jealous cunt, that's proving that her proving, that's her proving her by being a jealous cunt is proving she can't do her job. She's not an asset at that point. She's a liability. Cough, cough. Hashtag free Brittany. Then Cassandra, without being named, replies, maybe nobody wants her. You people are lame. That's not the impression I got today from Tim's chat. Interesting. That nobody wants me? Huh. That aged poorly. But as you can see, she's being very petty, very unprofessional. And it says, you literally approached her for a booking for this event. Who are you lying to, Cloud? Yeah, I said never mind. So look at her, how she has to like make up an excuse. Like she literally asked to book me and she's like, actually, but I said never mind long before this. I had mistakenly reached out, my bad. Yeah, now she's doing take backsies. So like, I'm not wanted, but yet Tim's entire chat is spammed with blue emojis and saying free Brittany. And then now it's like, oh yeah, I for sure reached out, but actually, like, I didn't mean to. Okay. And then she says this, which I already explained, that I had two different bookings. The first one was initially canceled before the Eliza Bleu thing, which we know now Cassandra just didn't like me, so that's why she did it. Which she basically admitted to on Twitter. Reminder, she accused me of sexually harassing Eliza, unprovoked. And she also follows up with, maybe she should explain I reached out and quickly and quietly backtrack long before this for reasons. Yeah, those reasons are reasons Cassandra doesn't like Brittany. That's the reason she doesn't want any story associated with me on Timcast, even if it has to do with censorship and Twitter having an exploit. It doesn't matter. Her bias matters more. So you can see she had a bad intent. Bad intent even before this Eliza stuff started. She just like had bad intention. So that's why she made these assumptions. But yeah, Anna followed up with, funny how I never named names, but you assumed it was you. Well, if the shoe fits. And then Cassandra blocked Anna. So yeah, that was interesting that she crawled right out of the woodwork and continued to confirm everything we had been suspecting. Yeah, it is very Mean Girls. It is. I agree. But that is Tim Pool's booker, and I guess editor-in-chief is what people were saying. And like I said earlier, she pulled the same thing Eliza did with Kathy Zhu and accused her of posting CP when Cassandra is very clearly like at least 30 in that photo. The multiple photos there are that look they look like professional porn sets. She's like tied up and gagged. And now, because of this whole thing, Cassandra has locked her account, deleted tweets, a lot of tweets, and I'm not gonna like show the whole thing, but this is what they were posting on Tim Pool's subreddit. I just need to show you guys for a frame of reference. Of course she's gonna be like, she's this bitch, she showed it. It's like, you did public porn. Shut up, Cassandra. Like, you have been nothing but malicious to me. And I need to show my viewers a frame of reference to show I'm not fucking lying. Because nowadays, everyone just makes accusations. Like yourself, saying I sexually harassed Eliza. And like Eliza saying that I posted non-consensual nudes. So, for frame of reference, this is not a nude. This photo is not a nude. The whole thing's not a nude. There are nudes of her in this sort of thing. I'm not showing them. And I'm just showing this as a frame of reference to give you guys a little preview that this has been happening and that this is real. And I'm not just making up. So, because, you know, nowadays people just lie. So, this is what's been posted on Tim Pool's subreddit. People are spamming that. And his subreddit has gone rogue. No, but they have gone rogue and they're spamming the pictures of Cassandra doing porn on there and also making a bunch of cuckoldry memes of Tim, like this one, saying blued instead of blacked, with Tim's beanie off. And also they made this meme of the chat spamming about it. That's how bad it got. Like, just endless chats about it. But, you know, Cassandra said that nobody wants me on. So, you know, this must be Photoshop or something. That people actually care about this topic. And I'm directly involved with this topic and why we're even talking about it. Also quartering too. But this all started because I asked Eliza Bleu a question about inconsistencies. So, yeah, that's why people are turning on Cassandra. It's not because, oh, she's a victim. Like, everyone wants to play the fucking victim. Like, when they have nothing, like, anything that's happening is, like, basically stuff they brought upon themselves. And then they're like, oh my God, I can't do anything right. Oh my God, I'm under attack. And it's like, the real people who are under attack are the people who have had privacy notices given to them. YouTubers. Oh my God, why do I keep putting my phone there? One sec. Okay, is the buzzing gone? Okay, so the people who are actually victims are the people who have received privacy notices, assuming that is Eliza Bleu doing them, presumably, and the people who have had their accounts locked and suspended off of Twitter for no good reason other than Eliza censoring. Those are the people who could play the victim card and actually have it be accurate. But even them, the people who have been silenced by Eliza, they are not acting as much of a victim as Eliza is. And I feel like even Tim Pool is acting a little bit too much like a victim when it's like, it could have been very easily handled, and yet you're upset when it turns out like this. When he ignores it for 2 weeks. So, Trent Ronser, $2 Canadian super chat. Cass is desperate. Desperation is a stinky cologne. Ghost Crusaders, $4.99 super chat. Cassandra blocked me for saying she was running defense for Eliza. She was, though. She went as far as to spout libel. Oh, and by the way, in regard to Eliza Bleu saying she's swimming in cash from Elon, Miss I'm so poor. I'm on an old iPhone, ooh. You know what's interesting? She said, me and my bestie swimming in Elon cash. That means Amanda Jean is in this. That's who she's talking about here, is Amanda Jean. So, the person who first started this all and said she reported my account to get it locked. You know, doing Eliza's dirty work for her because Eliza was a coward. And then we found out it was Eliza. So that's interesting how Amanda Jean's involved with that too. Presumably, that is. I'm assuming so because that seems to be her bestie, and she says, I trust them more than anyone, etc. But yeah, shit is really hit the fan. And I think quartering's still blocked by Tim Pool. But yeah, that pretty much is the update for what has been going on with the Eliza Bleu situation. The Timspiracy was funny. Oh, that's what we're calling it now, is like a Timspiracy. How many of these famous people have put themselves in compromising situations that can be held over them in the future? Well, that's the case in Hollywood, so why wouldn't it be the case in this industry, right? Uwu, a Twitch talk or something? No, Uwu is like you're humble bragging, or you're like, oh my god, I'm so cute. Look how small I am. It's like an inauthentic form of being cute. It's like very cringy. So in her case, it's like, ooh, I'm so modest. Look how modest I am on my old phone. Tim looks like he rolls his R's when he says bro. When he gets fed McNuggets. Bro? Like that? Bro. I think I read all of the donations so far. I might have missed a couple. Steve Baca, $2 super chat. Quart Anon. Redacted won $5. Here you go, you two. Jeremy's little worm and Tim sucks. You rule, never surrender. Spectral, can you show me what that link is? I think I read it all. Yeah, but in conclusion, Eliza's still grifting, still dry begging. I actually can't see what's going on Twitter still, which kind of sucks. Like, I'm having to rely on just searching on Twitter, logged out, and then also people sending me stuff. I wonder what happens from here, though. Like, I wonder what's going to be in part 2 of the Shane article, or when it comes out. Like, is it all pre-written? Or does he have to, like, type up the next one? Ted Skovranik to $2 super chat. IP in Tim Pool. UP. What link? It was in one of the messages recently. They posted a YouTube link spaced out. One pissed off hippie, $2 super chat. The mega ratio continues tomorrow, 8 p.m. live. Like, I don't know what to say. I offered to go on Timcast even after Tim said, oh, I can't because of Cassandra, which is like obviously like insulting. But even after that, I was like, I'll still come on. And I tried to speak up about it, and like it would have allowed for his chat to stop being so uppity about it. But alas, Cassandra and Eliza putting their pussy power into overtime. And you guys say such random things sometimes. You guys are like flex to poom poom. Eliza is a honeypot that probably belongs to Musk. Well, she seems to be like that type of person overall, based on what we're seeing. Tim can't have you on because you're a PR firm. Beep boop. People in chat are saying you're unbanned. I'm pretty sure I'm not. Like, I'll check right now. I didn't get an email from them either. Wait, which browser was I logged in? Measles, please, 20 Canadian dollars. Why does this ban stick? I thought Twitter wasn't supposed to be heavily leftist. It has to be something deeper. Yeah, it's been 2 weeks. I'm checking Twitter right now. I had to sign out because every time I'm signed in, it just redirects me to the lock page and then I can't view anything. But yeah, thank you for the $20. For Miss Venti, what is this? Oh, okay. Hold on.
John's gonna play a song called "I'm Offended."
Yeah.
Oh, so this is from Tim Pool.
I think
Am I singing it now? No.
We're on. We're
I'm
good.
just playing the audio in case he tries to copy strike me.
Damn, that sounds good.
It's
Sounds good.
transformative.
Eliza Blue. You're gonna get famous, and you will too. Eliza Blue.
Yes, they make a song about it.
Nothing against Eliza Blue.
I honestly just look, man. We book her on the show twice, and people are like, "Why would you book a grifter?" I'm like, "We've had a lot with the Krasensteins on this show. Dude, come on."
Anytime you have a politician on the show, you damn near booking a grift.
That's
Well,
right.
yeah, wasn't it Hotep Jesus who like runs the grifties? Who was like, "You are the king of promoting."
Lone Wolf, 36S, $10 super chat. I've sent a lot of money to Tim. I am sad to be called a bot for having questions. Adam Kringler was right about Tim. I hope we get the truth eventually. Yeah. I tell you guys, I really did not expect it to go on this long.
Promoting grifting. Like,
Yeah, right.
people come on your list to grift off of you. You are like the patron saint of grifting.
Hotep
He's
Jesus is
so
hilarious.
funny.
Yeah, that was fun. But yeah, even on that show, we talked about Eliza, and he mentioned she's gonna win the grift, and we all laughed.
And Alex Steinbeater.
Oh, he did.
He
Yeah,
is
Alex
the
Stein
grifter of
won.
the
Can't beat
grifting.
Alex.
That's right.
You can't be Alex
Is he
Stein.
grifter?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he very proudly declared his victory and said, "I'm coming again for the title next year."
Do you have like a timestamp? I don't want to sit here for 60 minutes.
But he's more so just a cultural comedian. I don't think he's a grifter. I
Okay,
think.
so I logged in my Twitter account and I'm still locked. Can you guys see that? You see, like, it says thank you for your appeal. Those are 2 tweets that, yeah. So I'm still locked. Oh, I just messed up my camera. So I can't log in my account on Twitter. Yes, the account is up, but I cannot access it. And yes, I sent an appeal 3 times. Just Julian Walker, $2 super chat. Apparently Eliza Bleu is a groupie for MCR. Yeah, we heard. We heard bot. We heard. Tim's last tweet. Oh, did he tweet? At Tim Cass. Is he gonna delete it again? It says, stop being obsessed with me. Just like how we're obsessed with Eliza. No, like, he said he was serious when he said that it must be a PR thing. He seemed like, I would have thought it was a joke otherwise, because he'll do that on Twitter from time to time, but like, I don't know, that was a ride. That was something else. Let's see what if Quartering tweeted. I have to like individually go to everyone's account. Oh, he just tweeted actually 41 seconds ago. Hey Tim, some people mentioned in a member stream you felt like me saying I don't want to go to war with you was a threat. I promise you it was not, but I also see how you might see it that way given the heat you're under. Here are the messages right before the block. For sure I'll reach out to Cassandra even though our viewers don't want war. I don't. Please tell this dude took her to task. Quartering is a little too nice sometimes. Like, at this point with Tim, how he's acted, it's been really out of pocket. Curtis, $2 super chat. A skunk sprayed me today. How is your day going? I feel a little dizzy, but I'm trying to make sure I get everything out there for today because I didn't get a chance to cover the content before. I had like a really bad vertigo spell yesterday and I was in bed all day and I was getting nausea and things like that. Okay, let me see what's in this.
Like, I think he's legitimately bringing up interesting points and being funny about it.
But I think being called a grifter like just feeds the character he's made for himself, right?
Yeah.
Like,
You know, his mother died during COVID.
Oh, wow.
And the lockdowns and all that, and that tore him up bad. He saw that and realized what had been placed on the country and how they dealt with all that, and that's when he came out and said, you know what, I'm gonna start swinging at him, but did it with comedy.
I think
there's more to the guy than just being crazy.
He's
on a mic.
brilliant.
Yeah.
reason why I think it's
Right.
I'll tell you this. I know it's
I
enough.
skipped ahead.
There may be a lot of people who are tricked by it and that they think it's a genuine cultural movement, but like there's literally no reason to be this angry over a low tier personality who's just trying to be famous.
Yeah, there is a reason to be angry. He said, so this is him saying this like kind of off the cuff. There is a reason to be angry. She's getting people's accounts locked and clearly has influence with the Twitter staff who follow her, and she's retweeting them literally within seconds of her saying Twitter's new policy, and then immediately Ella Irwin tweets after her. No reason.
That's what threw me
Are
at
you
first. I was like,
serious?
people were bringing up all this stuff about her. I'm like, you've researched this girl this much from like her MySpace days?
It's like more than Trump derangement syndrome.
Yeah, it's
like
crazy.
People got mad at Trump, but like the levels of hate and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is it's an op. The goal is to get a mob riled up, talk about it, make her famous.
I take a little different approach. I think what Jeremy is basically the ringleader of the drama because he got banned on Twitter and feels like it was unjust.
That's part of the op, bro.
Right, he's being manipulated in a sense. He also
We're being manipulated. My brain is gonna break, guys. I don't have enough brain cells. Like, I know, like, we know I have all 2 of them, but one of them is gonna break listening to this. Because we're being manipulated. We're being manipulated. We're all just being played. So, therefore, I should stay locked. Therefore, we shouldn't talk about it. Therefore, it's not an important topic.
has said on his Twitter openly, like, don't rag on Tim. Like, Tim's my friend. Like, you guys are crazy.
he'll say that. I don't follow him at all. He keeps coming up in my.
He's not my friend.
Humor. I can't figure out, and then he'll be like, "Well, Tim didn't do this thing I wanted." Like, it's just like I don't want to interact with this person.
And here's what he did. And this is why all of his fans are mad. We booked him twice. He canceled on us twice. The second time he canceled on us at the exact last minute, and we didn't know. We had to find someone else. Fortunately, we had Matt Strickland on, and he was great. And then that night he was supposed to be on. He went on a different show and
Could have had me on.
criticized me for not talking about it.
Wow, dude.
And then I'll let everybody who's a member know why I blocked him, because he sent me a message at 2 a.m, which came off as a veiled threat. I will try and quote it verbatim what he said.
Maybe you should not have such soft skin. Like, he didn't even threaten him. Quartering literally tried to extend the olive branch. We just read Quartering's tweet about it. And then he's like, oh, like, if you say, it's very similar to Eliza in the sense of, like, they're just very soft-skinned. So you're just erupting at everyone for anything.
2 a.m, which came off as a veiled threat. I will try and quote it verbatim what he said. I know our audiences want a war, but I don't. Please tell me your guy is taking her to task. And
Wow.
I just said, I'm done with this.
So he's telling you to do what he wants.
That doesn't sound like a threat at all. It's literally like a cry for help. Quartering came on my show and not Tim's, LOL. Honestly, good. Like, you don't deserve him as a guest at this point. Doesn't deserve me as a guest at this point, but I offered beyond any sort of like personal bias, unlike Cassandra, to go on even after the fact to talk about it. So Jack Axe RP $5 super chat. The Quartering versus Tim is a Bush League of Crowder versus Daily Wire. Blue is not Survivor. She's a participant. Bush? I never heard that. Like BUSCH League. Also, like, just so you guys know, you know, I'm gonna assume the best that it's been handled, or Tim's handling it. But I had a flight, like, I had to, so obviously, like, I'd have health problems. And I have a lot of really bad allergies that are in everything. I have a corn allergy. It's in literally everything. And if I accidentally eat something, like, I can go into shock and I might have to go to the hospital because I can die. And so as a result, I eat very clean and cook my food, obviously. or shop like very organic. So when I'm traveling, it's a big issue. I have other allergies I don't want to talk about because I don't want someone weaponizing it against me and trying to actually harm me, because it's something that's like very common. But basically, like, I'm very fragile in that way physically. So they booked a ticket for me, but I was like, hey, basically don't, because I need to fly with someone in case, you know, something happens. Also, like, it's nice to have someone with you. And so because of that, they wouldn't book the like second flight, which is fine since you only want me as a guest or whatever. But because of that, me and the other person had to get our own plane tickets. And so obviously, like, we paid for them and they were expensive. And I haven't been reimbursed yet for that. Tim said he would, but I haven't been reimbursed for that yet. So I don't know if because of this stream and his melty, if that's going to change and just going to be out of like $1,000 or so, or however much it was. But yeah, I was supposed to fly out there, and because like I needed someone to help me, we had to get our own tickets. And then obviously I got canceled, and then he said, okay, since we cancel you, we'll reimburse you. But I haven't received it yet, to my knowledge. So I'll keep you guys updated on that, but I don't know if after this Tim's gonna be like, never mind, we're not reimbursing you.
Basically,
Well,
just telling you kowtow.
the context there is beyond what he said. My understanding, and I don't know if Shane probably wants me to say
this.
this.
Oh, and also obviously, like, I get migraines too, and they're triggered by light or sleep deprivation, which are huge problems for traveling for me. So me traveling another person is partially due to safety reasons, because I'm just very fragile, and if something happens, I need someone there that can handle the situation. That literally has happened before, where I started going to shock at the airport. So because I ate food on the way, because obviously when you travel, you're not really able to cook all the time. So yeah, I'm very like prone to dizzy spells, migraines, and I'm very allergy prone. So that's why I usually travel with someone somewhere. So yeah.
Kowtow.
The context there is beyond what he said. My understanding, and I don't know if Shane probably wants me to say this, but messages had been received basically threatening us that if we did not write a negative story about her, we would regret it. And then a couple hours later, Jeremy sends me that message, and I just said, I'm not playing these fucking games, dude.
Yeah.
And I just blocked him.
Hell yeah.
And people are like, well, why did he block him? Well, I don't know. Maybe it was because he made YouTube thumbnails of my face with Jack Murphy's beard. Shit.
No way! He's pissed about that? Oh man, Tim's not gonna like my thumbnail. Huh. I'm not getting reimbursed, am I? I don't think he's gonna like my thumbnail. Oh man. Have a sense of humor. You're actually mad that like he put the beard of shame on you?
Games, dude. We would regret it. And then a couple
Well,
hours
I
later,
blocked Courtney because he put Jack Murphy's beard on me. Ah! Okay.
Jeremy sends me that message, and I just said, I'm not playing these fucking games, dude.
These
And I just blocked
fucking
him.
games,
And
like
people are
putting
well, why
Jack
did you block him?
Murphy's
Well, I don't know,
beard
maybe
on
it was
me.
because he made YouTube thumbnails of my face with Jack Murphy's beard. Shit talked to me while saying, but Tim's my friend. But you know, he really is, you're not going to address this. Maybe it's because he told us he would come on this show, and we planned for it, and then he canceled on us, and I said, okay.
Yeah, but that was before the Eliza stuff. Again, lack of transparency here.
Well, these things happen. That
probably
night, while we were
clarify
live, he went on a different show and said, Tim Pool, I'll give him one more day to talk about
He was
this.
scared of traveling.
Yeah. So it's like, don't cancel on me and then get mad at
That doesn't mean you can't talk about it. Like, neither of us have to be there for him to talk about it. Obviously, it'd be ideal because we're directly involved with the story of Eliza Bleu censoring people and having internal connections with Twitter safety staff. But that doesn't mean you can't talk about it. It's relevant to your brand of being against censorship.
me that I didn't talk about it the night you were supposed to be here to talk about it. And then don't message me saying, look, he said, these people gotta understand. I know our audiences want a war, but I don't. Please tell me your guy is taking her to task. That's about as close to verbatim as I can get. My audience wants a war? My audience doesn't care about this e-girl stuff.
37, like, this is from today. His audience doesn't care. Tim, your entire chat was spammed with blue emojis saying Eliza Bleu, Tim Blue, free Brittany, talk about Eliza Bleu. He's playing the same. Why is he speaking the same way Cassandra is? That's kind of weird, isn't it? Like, because Cassandra said that in the tweet I showed earlier. Oh, nobody wants you on. Maybe it's because nobody wants Brittany on. It's like, that's kind of weird. They're talking the same.
No, it's Jeremy who won't stop saying my name and using my name to make videos and to get attention. He does this thing where, like, if something minor happens to me, he'll make a headline, like, that's outrageously nonsensical. Like, I'll do a kickflip and he'll write, Tim Pool does the craziest record-breaking trick ever done. You know, it's things like that.
I mean, it's true that Quartering does put, like, some over-the-top titles sometime. You know, he could tone it down, like, one notch in terms of, like, the content versus the title. But it's nothing for Tim to be, like, this uppity over. Like, just no, like, he put a beard on you, so you're gonna have a meltdown online and block him and then claim your chat doesn't care, but then also call people bots who criticize Eliza. None of this logically makes sense or checks out.
I'm just like, I'm done playing these games, dude.
There's one way to end it once and for all. It's real simple.
Block.
Cage match.
Yeah, I was gonna say have a duel.
Creator Clash 2 is coming up. You and Jeremy handle it.
Does this happen in the whiskey business?
Would you box him?
Absolutely.
Nope.
Yeah, we don't fight on Twitter direct messages. We meet in the parking lot and handle this like your boys.
Good old boys. Yeah.
Well, I
right?
gotta be honest. I told everybody, I was like, I blocked him because I don't want to be involved. I'm not gonna talk about it. I'm done doing this. And, you know, I couldn't help it. Here I am.
I don't want to
That was not the right choice. Clearly.
associate Jeremy with Eliza or Jack Murphy or you. Like, you guys are also different.
Why was Jeremy so obsessed with Jack Murphy?
I don't know. I think he felt personally wronged because he probably believed Jack was like.
Again, Jack Murphy also tried to deplatform people, which is why it blew up. Like, yes, there was the bonus point of, like, he had the cuck pass and spreading his asshole, just like Eliza. But the main point of both of those is the censorship aspect of them trying to shut people down and deplatform them because they criticize them.
The alpha male, and then Jack,
and it's
the way
funny
he handled
also.
the exposure.
Like, Jack Murphy's situation was, like, hilarious.
Personally wronged because he probably believed Jack was like the alpha male, and then Jack, the way he handled the the exposure of the passport and stuff.
Yeah, and also Jack Murphy took advantage of a lot of his supporters by trying to sell masculinity and, you know, preying on people that are insecure. And then also Eliza Bleu did the same thing by preying on victims and jumping off of their backs onto her pedestal by telling so many lies about her story and always acting like, oh, but it's for I'm advocating for the victims. But we all know she has a long history of wanting to be famous. It's like very open and out there. It's very similar. So I can understand why Jeremy Quartering would care about Jack Murphy just like Eliza, except Eliza personally affected both of our livelihoods along with others. So it makes sense that he would care about it, especially when Twitter is involved. Elon Musk's staff is involved with this situation. He actually got mad over a beard, guys.
Felt like a less than alpha response, and Jeremy's like, I have
Skin
faith in
too
this guy,
thin.
and this guy even got
I don't know.
through past me.
I'll just tell you, like,
I don't know.
the amount of hatred and attacks that came against Jack Murphy were at a higher degree than anyone ever went after Trump. And so that to me was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, Jack Murphy, like, was just some...
So here's the thing, though. Jack Murphy was a reoccurring guest on Tim Pool's show, so of course he's going to feel this way. It's a little biased. And I don't think he's acknowledging that bias here. Same thing with Eliza Bleu. It's like, okay, because your booker, Cassandra, who you're good friends with, obviously, is good friends with Eliza. So therefore, oh, it's not a big deal. Because you're friends with them, oh, it's not a big deal. It comes across as very dishonest to people watching. And like, oh my God, they're attacking me. That type of thing.
Dude,
it doesn't come across
on the show. I was
only
like,
Fridays?
No, it was every other Wednesday for like 7 months.
It was not a lot. Yeah.
He was on the show 17 times, I believe. And then Jeremy goes on a show when he was supposed to be on our show to smack talk us, and then claims he's my friend. Then he makes a video with my face with Jack Murphy's beard and continually talks smack, and then says he's my friend. And people are like, Tim, why don't you?
I'm sorry, but he's so mad about like. Oh, sorry, the phone again. Oh my God, I'm gonna like put my water in the way so I don't do that again. I'm sorry, but like he's just so mad about the fucking beard. Like, oh, okay, here's the thing. There's like a bunch of things Tim could have mentioned as to why he didn't like his interactions with Jeremy, the Quartering, but he goes and mentions the beard. That he put a beard on him. The beard of shame. It's coming across as very thin-skinned. Like, people in chat are saying, what a crybaby.
This guy even got
I don't know.
through past me.
I'll just tell you, like,
I don't know.
the amount of hatred and attacks that came
The
against
amount
Jack
of
Murphy
hatred
were at a
against
higher degree.
my reoccurring co-host.
Than anyone
It was
ever went after Trump.
uncalled for.
And so that
It was uncalled for.
me was just like, what the fuck, dude? Like, Jack Murphy, like, was just some dude who was on the show.
He literally tried to get people fired, calling out Glenn Beck, trying to deplatform people, literally trying to get it so like Sydney and Elijah couldn't have their show. But it's uncalled for. He also lied to his followers and took advantage of them and took their money by lying to them and saying, I'll sell you masculinity. Oh, also I have a cuckold past I'm hiding. And I'm going to go off on people about if they dare to ask a question about it. Even though I give no sort of like indicator to not talk about it. I mean, he gave a little bit of an indicator on the show in terms of like you could see he was uncomfortable, but he obviously didn't say anything prior to the show about it on You Are Here when it was running. So I guess he got what he wanted. The show ended up not being a show anymore, which is interesting that like he ended up getting what he wanted. But yeah, it's like he literally tried to deplatform people and then misled a bunch of young men, just like Andrew Tate did. But hey, Spooky. But yeah, like that is actually pretty called for, to criticize someone for doing that, for trying to sell the masculinity. Meanwhile, you're a cuck, and you literally wanted your girlfriend to get fucked in front of you, and using a pussy hook, and like peeing on her, and all that. It was gross. It was very like, it was very off-putting. Like, yeah, people are gonna talk about that. You're supposed to be a figurehead. You're supposed to be a public figure. You're on Tim Pool regularly. You're selling masculinity for $70 a month. You're making thousands of dollars. He was making like 70 grand a month off of basically pandering to these guys and preying on them, to men who are susceptible, who want leadership and want to learn how to be masculine. He lies to them about who he is, trying to sell them that masculinity, and then uses Christianity as a shield. So actually, I think it's perfectly valid for people to criticize that, especially when he tries to platform people for talking about his past.
No.
Well, it was the super chat about his past, rather.
It was every other Wednesday for like 7 months.
It was not a lot, yeah.
He was on the show 17 times, I believe. And then Jeremy goes on a show when he was supposed to be on our show to smack talk us, and then claims he's my friend. Then he makes a video with my face with Jack Murphy's beard and continually talks smack, and then says he's my friend. And people are like, Jim, why aren't you friends with Jeremy? This guy's not my friend.
Did you see
this guy's been shitting all over me nonstop, and I ignore it.
The picture of Jack Murphy's beard as your hat? Did you see that one?
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you
Okay, really quick, I want to show that part.
Nonstop, and I ignore it.
The picture of Jack Murphy's beard as your hat? Did you see that one?
Yeah, whatever. Anyway, you were going to play a song called I'm Offended.
There's so many song ideas flying around right now in this conversation. So I'm not saying
Okay, I'm not gonna show it.
anything. I'm just going, wow. There's like title after title. Jack
I don't
Murphy,
want to
Eliza
get copy struck.
Bleu.
So
This
I'm
is an
just
epic
putting
song waiting to be
audio.
written. Maybe you should just write the song, record it, and that's your final
transformative.
thought.
You know what I'll do? I'll just play like A, C, D, F, A minor, C, D, F, and I'll just talk.
I'm sorry. Okay, guys, I'm gonna show you the picture, by the way. I think I have it. The picture he's talking about that Tim is like getting mad about. So these are the pictures that Tim Pool is getting mad about. Oh my god. Tragic. Someone put a 2D beard on you. Tragic. They put the beard of shame on you, and then they put it on your beanie. Oh no. Whatever shall you do? Shut the whole fucking show down. Better block everyone. Like, this photo was so funny. Like, when I saw this, I actually cracked up. I don't know how he doesn't have a sense of humor. People used to do crazy photoshops to me all the time, and I would find it funny. Like, people do super unflattering drawings on purpose. My mod used to do it all the time, and people still use those images to today. Like, someone modded for me drew those, and I just found good humor in it. It's like, you can't seriously get mad at this. Curtis, $2 Canadian. Clearly, Tim got too many swirlies in high school. Russell Hall, $5 super chat. People keep melatonin. This hook. Oh, mentioning the hook thing. What exactly is a Cucy hook? It sounds dangerous. So Jack Murphy had this pussy hook that he would have his girlfriend swing on. Magic Squid, $5 super chat. Oh my fucking god, those beer memes are gold. I know! I should honestly switch today's thumbnail to this. He doesn't like it, guys. He doesn't like it. I like it. It's a nice little wool hat. It's stylish. It's definitely more stylish than the beard version. Krabosh, £5 super chat. Tadler Tantrum Tim. Mike Sullivan, $5. Murphy tried to go to Glenn Beck and cost Elijah Sidney their jobs. Jeremy jumped in the fray as a friend to them. Yeah, so he actually did have a little bit of relevance in that situation, I suppose, because of that. Game Explorer 0115, $5 super chat. Tim's holier than thou attitude is disgusting. Literally a simple disavow would suffice. But no, Tim's fifis were hurt, and that was the final straw. Measles, please, 20 Canadian dollars. Don't worry, Tim literally said nobody wanted to hear what Kanye had to say about his situation. Tim is full ego at this point. Yeah, with that situation, I really think he should have handled it differently. And I really didn't like that after that show where Kanye walked off. And I understand why Kanye walked off. Sure, was he a little bit, like, explosive? Yeah, because he's under scrutiny by all the media. And he's just getting done explaining to Tim Pool, hey, they tried to take away my bank account, put me in jail. And then Tim kind of, like, gaslights him in a way, because Tim's like, oh, who's they? Who's they? Like, and then when Kanye is, like, explaining it to him, he's just kind of invalidating him. So it pissed Kanye off, and that's why he walked off. Yeah, Kanye probably seemingly does have some mental issues, but I can understand why someone would get mad if someone tries to ruin your life, and then you get gaslit about it when you're coming on the show to talk about it and help his show. So then afterward, Tim goes and tweets on Twitter, like, LOL. Like poke, like, as if it's funny, as if, oh, haha, Kanye walked off, I don't give a shit, like, fuck Kanye kind of energy, typing LOL. Like, you already made your viewers pissed that you just fumbled the bag. You just fumbled this interview. They wanted to hear Kanye talk. You pissed them off. And then you go and type LOL about it. So yeah, it is a little bit of an ego thing. His job, and then what was even more infuriating about that response was, like, not only did we not get to hear what Kanye had to say in that situation, but also the fact that he justified it with, he was talking to Luke on the podcast after Kanye left and was like, but people get interrupted all the time. That's just how the show works. And it's like, maybe that's not how the show should work. Maybe, like, you shouldn't interrupt guests that people are actually interested in hearing what they say. Maybe you shouldn't run your show like that in that case. And in before, well, I have 30,000 viewers. I mean, it's like, okay, but all of them are mad at you and spam disliking your video. So there's that too. So I think there's a little bit of an ego issue there. I'm being honest. Like, it's not even being mean. It's just being honest about his pattern behavior in how he handles things and just kind of explodes. $20 from John Snowden. Thank you. You tipped through the site. Tim and his cronies is like too much like TMZ to cover Eliza Bleu or whoever's Brittany Grande. Tim last video. Biden admin caught in a lie about Chinese baron. TMZ is in his source. Oh my god, for real? Wow. He's citing TMZ as a source? No way. That's like too good writing. You're fucking with me. Moderating moderation 169. I like your profile pic. 2-hour super chat. Tim Pool loves Adderall / Baldy. What does that mean? Baldy? No, you can totally see, like, when someone would do a type of drug. Like, okay, because someone's either upper or they're downer, right? And you can tell when you see someone if there's someone who would be an upper or downer. So, like, Tim Pool, you see him, and it's like, so basically people are either, like, Adderall people or they're, like, marijuana people. So it's like they're either like very hyperactive and like like very reactive, or they're more like chill out. I definitely get Adderall energy from Tim. I don't know, obviously I don't know if he's on Adderall. I'm just saying I get that like between the upper and downer, he comes across as an upper to me. Redacted, $5 super chat. Tim is molding over the beard thing, but he has a point. Jeremy cancel last minute, proceed, leech off all drama. F all these people. Hashtag free Brittany. Jeremy was honest about flaking, though. He was like, yeah, I messed up. I flaked. I'm sorry. Why didn't Tim just, like directly hash it out, though? Because Jeremy reached out. Tim blocked him. And that seems to be the go-to response. Like, as seen with me getting unbooked off of his show. Russell Hall, $2 super chat. How did he not rip her open? I don't want to think about the mechanics of a pussy hook, Russell Hall. You know, we have enough to think about, like the beard beanie. Karlin Borisenko is talking about you. Is that like a Russian last name? You, Tim Pool, and Jeremy right now on her live stream. Thank you, Deranged Lunatic. Do you guys know who that is? I don't, like, genuinely, like, I don't think I know who that is. I'll search them. I'm curious. Karlin Borisenko. 104 subscribers. Temple destroys Eliza Bleu. The quartering. Oh, he destroys Eliza Bleu in us? Yeah, we're broken bots. Beep boop. That's what it says there on her title. I don't know. Anyway, I want to continue this recording that was sent. We didn't finish it. What did I fucking do? I got over here fucking my account locked, and I'm getting treated like I'm Satan, like I did something wrong to Eliza, and I'm harassing and all this.
Spoken word.
Jeremy Hambley made a video where he was shit.
That's Tim's sister. She was on an episode with him before. Oh, she has a YouTube channel? No way. You're trolling me.
Final thought.
You know what I'll do? I'll just play like A, C, D, F. A minor, C, D, F, and I'll just talk.
Spoken word.
Jeremy Hambley made a video where he was shit-talking me and claimed he was my friend. Then he told everyone, don't go to Tim's website and cancel your membership. I still think he's my friend. Here's a picture of him with Jack Murphy's beard. Like, oh, okay, dude, real good friend move there.
Yeah, I didn't know that he had like been on another program while he was saying he was supposed to be on our program.
I'm pretty sure, I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure the day he was supposed to be here, he did a show with like I think Cucy and like Brittany Venti, and he was like, I'm gonna give Tim till tomorrow to talk about it, but like he wouldn't talk about Jack Murphy.
Wait, what? Hold on.
Pretty sure the day he was supposed to be here, he did a show with like I think Cucy and like Brittany Venti, and he was like, I'm gonna give Tim till tomorrow to talk about it, but like he wouldn't talk about Jack Murphy either, and all he had to do was say, I'm sorry, this guy was grifting off my show. He was on every week, and it's just like Jeremy's just lying. Like Jack Murphy was on 17 out of 400 episodes. He was a recurring guest that was here periodically.
He was still a reoccurring guest or / co-host.
It was over the span of a few months. We had him every other Wednesday. That was it. Yeah. And I'll be honest, the reason why Jack Murphy doesn't come on the show anymore is because I personally felt the way he handled the situation with Eliza and Sydney was extremely inappropriate.
Yeah. You said Eliza and Sydney.
But why didn't he say that months ago?
Elijah.
It's happening.
It's happening.
The confluence is beginning.
Well, their name, actually, I was talking to someone I met.
So basically, Tim knows about everything. Yeah, it seems like it. And it's kind of weird because this is like the off-the-cuff version of Tim. But like the other one is like on air earlier. We saw that he was saying like, everyone's obsessed with her. I don't know. It's like, but you do know.
Mentioned Elijah Schaefer, and they were like, Eliza?
And it's down to the point of making up conspiracies about, again, I fully believe in the whole like pay to be a saint thing. Lauren Southern did a great video on it, but that's not the case for this situation. That's not, and even if it were, it wouldn't be the primary thing. Most people are just upset. They're upset that there's abuse of power here and that victims of of sexual assault, human trafficking are being used for Eliza to get ahead, and people are upset about it.
You said Eliza and Sydney. Elijah? It's happening.
It's happening.
The confluence is beginning.
Well, their name, actually, I was talking to someone I mentioned Elijah Schaefer, and they were like, Eliza? And I'm like, no,
I
Elijah.
can't escape it.
I can't escape. The way he handled that with Elijah and Sydney, like I basically was talking.
Wait, but I thought nobody knew about it.
Both of them, I was like, guys, like,
Thought
this
no
is not
one's
worth the
talking
drama.
about it.
Like, I get it. I told Jack, like, dude, you need to apologize. You shouldn't have said that to her. I get it. just be like, I was wrong. I'm sorry, dude. I seriously, I hope you guys can forgive me. But behind the scenes, Jack was just like, I don't know. I guess his honor was hurt.
That might have been part of it too. Why Jeremy took such issue with Jack is because of the way he treated Sydney on that show. Because now Jeremy and Sydney are doing a show together, multiple shows together.
Sure.
Community Knows, I think it's called.
And Sydney is awesome, and we're friends with her. We've had her out several times as well. And that's why I was like, guys, like, here's my thing. We shouldn't have these fights in public. We should sit down like adults, maybe have some whiskey. And
Right, but he tried to DM him.
be like, okay, we've got a mission here. We're trying to better this country, save the world in a manner of speaking. This ain't gonna help it.
You know what? Yes, it would! Covering Eliza Bleu would help it! It would help get rid of Twitter's exploited system. Victims are literally not being helped because people like Eliza abuse the system, which she helped influence create with Elon. Yes, it would help make the world a better place to not have people deplatformed for simply asking a question, or God forbid, you criticize Eliza, then your account gets suspended, as we've seen.
So why don't we figure out what we got to do so that we can carry on.
What the fuck? He didn't mention me. It was on my channel. Welcome to the club, Anna. The omission club. My name was omitted in the Shane article, and so was quartering. Like, that's just what people do. Is like, that's a form. It's a tactic people will do, is not mention someone's name in order to avoid giving them like attention or clout. But in some cases, people will do it maliciously for suppression. I don't know if that's the case with Tim here, but it's something I've certainly experienced and am experiencing currently with the Eliza Bleu thing. Omission is a form of lying. Yeah, it is. It's the worst form of lying, probably.
This ain't gonna help it. So why don't we figure out what we got to do so that we can carry on a mission that's a positive thing? But you know, Jack didn't want to do that.
And if that doesn't work, you cage fight in the parking lot, right?
Right. Now, I'm not trying to drag Jack or anything. I don't want to speak ill of anybody, but I felt like, you know, he decided, like, he sent a message, I guess, behind the scenes saying, I'm going to war or whatever. And I'm like, bro, what? This is not the way you handle this. And so I'm just like,
But he literally did try to handle it the way Tim said. He DM'd him and was like, hey, and extending the olive branch, hey, I don't want a war.
Done with it. I'm not being involved. But Jeremy makes so much of his content off of just doing drama stuff. And I got no issue. TMZ does their thing. I'll cite them. Jeremy does his thing. Sometimes it's very, very important. But for Jeremy to, like, try and insult me consistently over and over again.
Why is Tim throwing stones? Like, he doesn't also cover drama. Sometimes drama is entangled with the message of censorship. Usually drama is involved with it. Why is it like, oh, you're not allowed to talk about drama? It's like, okay, he's like, oh yeah, if you're TMZ or whatever. But he also says it in a way that's like, oh, that's beneath me. But it's not beneath you. It's not beneath most YouTubers. At some point, they talk about drama because at some point, it'll be relevant to a topic you're interested in. Usually, that's how topics blow up, is some sort of drama blows up. For example, with trafficking. How did it blow up? Drama with Eliza Bleu. It also brought up censorship because she deplatformed people. Same thing with Andrew Tate. It brought up the topic of trafficking. Sometimes it is necessary to talk about drama to help convey a point about something. It's anecdotal. It's like telling a story to someone. Like the video we watched the other day with the woman who was trafficked by her husband. And that was an actual case where it was polar opposite to how Eliza presents. And we're like, okay, well, that's our frame of reference. This is what real trafficking would look like. And it was through a story. Does that, because that's drama, does that mean it's not valid? Like, yeah, there's such thing as petty drama, but not all drama is just petty. Sometimes drama is newsworthy and relevant to something serious and more sinister, as we've seen in the past year. Paul, $5 super chat. This makes me lose even more respect for him. He's trying to act. Why you gotta show me up like this? You guys put hard words in the super chat on purpose. You guys are doing. This is literally like Tim Pool's beard beanie. You guys are literally doing that to me. This is a crime. This is a fucking hate crime against a black woman. He fucking typed the word magnanimous, but it shows where his ego is. What a petty little man. No, you guys just want more bimboisms. You guys purposely put these complex words and names in so I fuck it up. It's these bots. They're conspiring to make me look bad so I lose subscribers. Yeah, I'm literally being trafficked right now.
And then be shocked that I'd block him.
It's just a joke, YouTube staff.
laughable.
I don't follow him, but Twitter keeps like putting him in my newsfeed, and I'm such a boomer, I don't know how to get rid of it. But it'll be like one tweet being like, "Can't believe they would do this." The next one's like, "No guys, Tim and I are cool." Then the next one's mad at you. Like at a certain point, it must just be exhausting to follow this person. Yes.
Oh, it's like, dude.
Well, someone can like you and want to be friendly with you, but also be critical of you. I feel like Tim's not really understanding that. I feel like he just has a bunch of yes men around him potentially, or maybe some people just don't say anything because they see how Tim reacts to this photo being so egregious, right? Like, oh my God, how dare quartering put these beards on me? So what would that do? Well, that's going to breed yes men around you. So nobody's ever going to tell you when you're wrong. Nobody's ever going to criticize you. And that's not healthy. You're going to noose yourself because you're going to have a lack of self-awareness. And you're going to get way too big of an ego. And I feel like that's what we're seeing here, is that Tim probably has too many yes men around him. I don't know who they are. I'm going to be honest with you guys. If I were working for him, I would keep my mouth shut. If my paycheck depended on it, I would just like, unless he was doing something immoral, obviously. But like, in terms of like criticizing him, like even in a way to help him, I would probably keep my mouth shut if I were employed by Tim. I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But if you actually care for someone, like on a friend level and not as an employee, you would actually criticize them. You wouldn't be a dick about it necessarily, unless it's like a jokey dicky way, but you would still let them know. So it just seems to me he's not used to getting any sort of criticism or feedback from individuals in his life. I think he has a yes man problem. CM $2 super chat, he is attacking his fans on Twitter now. Oh, are there more tweets? Hold on. I'll tab into it. Oh, guys, I can't do that. I can't do that. It's drama. It's drama. Guys, I'm loading the drama. The BMZ special. I never did this. Not one time I begged people to stop. Yeah, he did. He did tell people to stop super chatting Tim in regard to the topic. That it was a waste of money. Twitter's really pushing spaces. I get why there's zero interest. I mean, fair. He's talking about pizza. I don't know why Tim Defender bots are yelling at me. I'm literally trying to respond to a claim I threatened him and being super good faith saying, I can see maybe why he felt that way, jeez. I was even in good faith saying, bro, I hope Shane really takes her to task. Like I was cheering for the article. Yeah, that's how I saw it. But again, if you're getting blasted constantly, maybe I was twirling my mustache while typing. I wasn't. Wish you the best. I'm not upset in any way that you communicate our private messages. Especially if you thought it was a threat. Never intended that way. As you can see from my previous messages, I wasn't mad or anything. This meme is funny. Unrelated, but funny. About Jordan Peterson. And see, but because I find that meme funny, do I hate Jordan Peterson now? If I jokingly criticize Jordan Peterson because I laugh at a fucking meme. Oh, I'm sorry, guys. I hate Jordan Peterson now because I fucking laughed at a meme. It's malicious. Might as well add a beard on here. Let me check Tim's Twitter. We're not done with the recording, by the way. Oh, he's tweeting about corn. I was just talking about my corn allergy. It's like people tweeting me don't know who I am, like at all. They don't understand me. Play the guitar. My dad doesn't understand me. You know how he made that music video? Everyone is trying to date me. I mean, you can troll, but we know what's going on. People aren't going to stop criticizing you because you're, like, trying to play it off. Alright, let's play this.
I'll say it again. I think he has like 2 different thumbnails of me with Jack Murphy's beard. And Brittany Venti did the same thing. Like, not the same thing. Brittany
oh my god! I got mentioned for doing... So he's mad at me too?
I think he has like 2 different thumbnails of me with Jack Murphy's beard. And Brittany Venti did the same thing. Like, not the same thing. Brittany Venti posts like Jack Murphy beards. And then I'm just like...
Yeah, I didn't even post, guys, I literally didn't even post one of Tim. Like today, yeah, like this is before this all happened. Like I posted this one, his face on Eliza's. He's gonna get mad about that? It's a funny Photoshop. Like, if you get mad at this, your life is pretty good. If you actually get mad at something like that, you have it made in life. You have nothing to worry about in life. If you're worrying about people photoshopping your face onto, like, for a funny meme. Like, I don't think I've ever put a beard on Tim. I put it on Eliza. I put the beard of shame on Eliza. I think today was my first time showing the meme because I said it was funny, and it was in response to Tim being so mad about it. Why am I getting thrown under the bus for that?
Here's what I don't understand. I'm gonna say this right now to each and every one of you as a member. If you really care about Jack Murphy, you shouldn't be a member of this website. I don't care. You know, and the other thing they're doing, right, is they're saying that, like, so I did a video today.
Throwing more of your paying subscribers under the bus for what? Because they care about a topic and they want you to talk about it? That's a pretty shitty reason. And it's not fun. And it's not like a funny reason either.
Talking about how the one thing that really makes me want to just quit is the low tier internet drama. Like, I specifically cited the Young Turks and Hassan Piker, and now they're claiming I was talking about Jeremy. And I'm like, it's because all they have is fake drama because, like, I don't know, it's not real.
The drama's friction and it builds on itself. So like the longer you stay in it, the hotter it gets faster. And I dealt with that bullshit in 06. Like, it's nonstop. You get some idiot that tries to tell you about marijuana who never smoked marijuana before. And
but what does a big dog do when he's walking down the sidewalk and the little yap dog's barking through the chain link fence?
Bark loud.
No, what does a big dog do?
Oh, I don't know.
He just keeps walking.
That's what he does.
He never barks. You ever seen a big dog go woo 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 at a chihuahua? No. They just look at him like, okay. And they just keep walking. You know, I mean, they're nipping at you.
Is he talking about a pit bull? Because that's not what they do. They will straight up maul cats. Actually, there was a story about this. There was a pet shop where they had cats and dogs, and the 2 pit bulls broke out and killed like 20 cats. So...
to try to get you to engage because you're bigger than they are. Right. And I would say this, just as a guy looking on the outside, this girl, Eliza Bleu here, that's a sad predicament to be in as a person that you got to go out and stir up this kind of controversy, maybe pay for it based on what you're saying.
Well, I don't know that she did. I'm not saying that.
Could be the case, but whatever it is, that you want to be famous just because you want to be famous. I got to tell you, fame comes with a lot of downside. A lot of downside.
Who is the guy? I don't know. He had him on tonight.
If you're going to be famous and deal with the downside of fame, I hope you built something great, because it is somewhat of a chain and a shackle to you to a large degree. And somebody that wants that just for the sake of wanting it doesn't understand it very well.
What was the
I would
bullshit
never
you had to
let
deal
a pit bull touch you.
Well, I mean, you've been in my house in town. I mean, my house is like a fort, you know, because I have death threats. I've had people put in GPS ankle monitors that have threatened me, you know, all kinds of
You would
crazy
never let a
stuff.
pit bull touch him
But,
either.
that comes with the territory in these days if you build something great. But if you build something great that you can really, I built that myself. I grew up in a trailer in Texas. I have a high school diploma. That's the extent of my pedigree. To take that and build on top of that.
This guy's going on a tangent.
I always wanted to be fame as a byproduct of that. But if fame is the point and the goal, that's very hollow.
Yeah,
it's never going to mean anything to you.
Did you have a plan to become famous in the back of your mind? Was that part of it when you were creating?
No, but it was part of Eliza's plan.
I always wanted to be able to get successful enough where I could play with my heroes, play music with my musical heroes. So I wanted to be able to maybe play. I got to do a couple shows with Johnny Cash.
Oh, it's already at 1.5
Or be able to play on the Grand Ole
actually.
Opry stage. You know, be able to invite my family and grandparents from the World War II generation to the Opry and watch me sing. Those are the kind of things I was shooting for. So it wasn't like, oh, 50 million people know my name and I get to build a big old house. That really wasn't in my mind. It was, can I?
He wants to talk to you, which I think
that's a good byproduct. Yeah. If I want to get up creeps in deep enough, that really becomes important.
So, cause I'm just like, I mean, I'd love to, but I fucking hate it.
Okay, so that's the end of that clip. Yeah, bit of an overreaction from Tim. I get that it's a lot of pressure, but also it didn't come out of nowhere, and it had a very simple solution. Ratio on stream, 15,000 likes, almost 14,000 dislikes. Really? Does that add-on still work? I don't have it. Well, it's torture hearing Ian even talk on another stream at 2x speed. I haven't really heard Ian talk that much. I feel like he's kind of quiet on the episodes I've watched. Boba Hotep, $10. He says he doesn't do drama, but then when Hassan talked about him, he did a video on it. He also says he doesn't like drama. You know who likes drama? Spooky. You see what he's trying to do? He doesn't like drama, but shitposts and lies about the 2x. Jeremy canceled once he showed up late. The second flaked, responding to porn star emails. Stop starting drama, Spooky. We don't do drama here. We don't do drama here. We don't do drama. Larry, thank you for becoming a bimbot. T96, $2 super chat. Eliza is a fool. Fame is nothing. Here's the thing. If you hear someone say they want to be famous, that's a red flag. No, that's a red flag, because that means that your primary interest isn't something that actually has depth to it or meaning, like empathy. There's no humanity around a goal like that. It's just like, I want to be famous. It comes across as a little sociopathic. So if you see people, they're like, I want to be famous. I knew I want to be famous since an early age. And they're even saying that into their adulthood. That's a red flag. Because here's the thing. Most sane people understand that fame is a negative. And most people would want all the benefits of being famous without being famous. When you ask them. Like for me, obviously I'm a superstar A-list celebrity, Brittany Venti, who's queen of the internet. But like, I didn't want to be this popular, okay? I actually am a bit introverted, and I actually never really used social media that much before streaming, and I only really started using it to stream. Like I had maybe like a Facebook I never used, and then I had an Instagram where I posted a few photos with like the new filters that came out. It was like when Instagram was new, and I'd never had a Snapchat until I had to stream. And then I was like, what is this social media for? Sending dick pictures? I hate this. So I have to say, I would have preferred to stay more behind the scenes in that regard, because fame has a lot of shortcomings. So if somebody says that they want that they're that desperate for attention, it communicates a few things to me. It communicates that they have probably some insecurities that they need to work out, because why would someone want fame, right? We have to actually think about that. So someone would want fame probably if they felt insecure about themselves because it validates them, right? They're seeking validation from people who don't really matter in their personal life. It's not their parent, it's not their significant other, and they're just seeking validation from strangers. And that's a bit of a red flag to me. And validation from strangers, that's very superficial. It's not based in like something like, I invented a cure. It's just, I want to be popular and famous. And they want that affirmation that they're good enough. And I think that's why people say they want to be famous, is because they want to feel like they're good enough, because they don't feel like they're good enough without the fame. And I think that that is a character flaw. And it could potentially be a very big character flaw, depending on the person. Mike Sullivan, $5 super chat. When Tim makes an error, he reacts like this when he gets called out on it. Tim could end this whole mess with one 30-minute video tomorrow. It's honestly at any point in the past 2 weeks. But it's like every time he tries to like address the situation, he does it in a way that makes the situation worse, or he does it wrong. And it's not like, oh, everything you do is wrong, like some sort of fucking toxic boyfriend of like, oh my god, you told me I don't clean the dishes well, I can't do anything right. It's not that. It's just like, it would have taken 2 seconds to just like, hey, put the soap on the sponge before you wash the dish instead of washing it with your hand. It doesn't require this, I can't do anything right. So that's kind of what it is with Tim Pool. Is like with the Shane thing, it's like, okay, well, if you provided clarity and it would have been harder hitting with the questions, and you talked about it on your show, and you had people on from the other side to talk about it, then yeah, it would have been less biased. People would have been more satisfied. But because you sent Shane out prior in the month, then you were kind of not that transparent about it. It wasn't so obvious to people. Spooky. Better stop or I'll put a beard on you. Anyway. He just like slammed his body against my door playing with a toy. And the thing is, he could have just had people on the article like reach out to Quartering and I, and it would be less biased, right? You reach out to both sides. But clearly Shane was getting his ass kissed by Eliza. He's kissing her ass back in tweets on the episode he's on with her. So yeah, people are going to be upset and like be very suspect. But even then, like I was like, I have low expectations, but I'll give the benefit of the doubt. Very low expectations. And yeah, that's how everyone seemed to have felt. It was like, and then when it came out, everyone was like, damn it. It literally did not address the main issue of her censoring people. So it was a very easy fix. It's like, oh, I sent a journalist out. It's like, yeah, but you sent a journalist out before this stuff happened, where he's getting all nice and cuddly with her, nice and cozy with her kissing his ass, and despite him having a wife, and then it gets presented as if, oh, I sent him out to investigate the Eliza Bleu censorship, which it wasn't, because it clearly wasn't in the part 1 article. And even if we're like, okay, well, maybe it's in the part 2, 3, or 4, depending how far he wants to milk it. Well, guess what? The amount of people it would have gotten out to the truth about the censorship going on Twitter and people getting deplatformed because of one woman has now diminished because you wasted viewers' time. So now a bunch of people aren't going to want to come back to read it. And that's a problem. It's a problem if you truly want to get information out to people that's helpful. You should do it in a way that's going to get it out to them in the most efficient way. And wasting people's time with a fluff article is not the way to do that. So, for example, when it comes to making videos on YouTube, there's people that are better at it than others. That's why some people have big number and some people have small number. Okay, it's not all luck. There is a luck factor, but it's not all luck. A lot of it is skill, right? And if you listen to Mr. Beast, he talks about that a lot. So what a lot of people don't know is when you make your content, you're supposed to put the most interesting thing at the beginning, because some people might not make it that far and then you didn't get the information out. So if you're trying to get information out that is important, you want people to know, like let's say it's like a PSA type of thing or an awareness thing in general, you want to put it in the beginning. You don't want to waste viewers' time, because then your reach is less and then you're helping less people. If you truly want to help the most people and deliver them the information, which is what I would view Tim Pool's podcast as, Timcast being free speech, anti-censorship, then you shouldn't do a fluff art. You should put it at the beginning. This is what happened. Eliza censored people. She deplatformed people. She clearly has internal connections that she's using, because Quartering got taken down in less than 20 minutes. Pretty obvious. It's not bots doing it. And she personally messaged him. And he can give you that DM showing that she was mad that he didn't ask her permission first. So she clearly did have something to do with locking his account. She admitted to it. Just address that in the article. But no, it has to be like a sunken cost fallacy. No, but Shane was there earlier in the month. We can't let this go to waste. It's like, that's how the news works. If it's an ongoing story, a developing story, you might have to change some things. Like, look at Farron. Farron Balance has to release a documentary on Eliza, right? She, at first, was just going to release one documentary. Now it's in 4 parts because there's so much information that just keeps coming out about it. So she didn't go, oh, well, I'm just going to do this. Like, no, she was like, okay, I'm going to change it. I'm going to edit it. I'm going to add new information. And if it takes longer, it takes longer. That's what Fair and Balanced did. That's why her documentary is not out. It's coming out next week. So why do we have to do this sunken fallacy thing with Shane, where it's like, no, I was already out there getting my ass kissed by Eliza on her farm, that she invites people onto her farm mysteriously. It's it's kind of weird as a trafficking advocate that you're supposed to have a house there, it's a safe house, and then you delete the tweets, and then you're inviting men there. It's kind of weird. But he should have just probably put that information of the detail she said with her story, because it did help in a way for people like me and you guys who are into the story, where we know her inconsistencies and we're like, huh, that's kind of weird. Her dad paid for her to go to LA and then randomly flew her back. And her inconsistencies that were in there too about oh, the trafficker's alive, but he's dead. Oh, it's fucking Schrodinger's cat. It did help in that way, but he could have included that information after the important part of censorship. If you wanted that message out there and you wanted to get to as many people as possible, help as many people as possible, you would put it in the beginning. And Tim knows that. He's a huge content creator. How would you not know that? You need to know. It's in order to be YouTube famous, right? It's kind of like League of Legends is a list of requirements, right? Depending on how many check marks you get in the game is how high you rank in the game. So let's say on League, I used to play mid and support. So let's say I'm in support lane and I'm really good at placing wards, so we have good vision. Okay, I know as a support I'm supposed to do that. I have good harassment. Okay, I'm CSing for the ADC whenever the item needs me to. Okay, check mark, right? As long as I'm getting these check marks, it means I will rank up, right? So in that same way, YouTubers, they have to meet a certain list of check marks before they can rank up, before they get more subscribers. So Tim, having over 1 million on multiple channels, he definitely checks some of these marks, so he would know that information. So if this is his journalist, Shane is employed by Tim, or he's saying it's his journalist, he's paying for all this stuff for Shane to fly out and get the scoop. We're not getting the scoop. Why aren't you putting the important information in part 1? Why are you doing several parts and then not addressing the whole point of everyone talking about Eliza? It's not efficient or helpful in that way. So it's not just like, oh, I can't do anything right. It's like, if you're going to do something in regard to your job like that, where Tim is as big as he is, then yeah, you are going to be expected to do it right because you have a lot of resources and you've been doing it long enough. So I think it's an overreaction and a little immature of Tim to throw his hands up and say, oh my God, one criticism, I can't do anything right. I might as well do nothing. It's super immature. Honestly, from a skill basis, if my journalist wrote an article like that, he would be fired or retrained to write an interesting article. Yeah, I agree. I'm sorry, like, if that sounds mean to Shane, but nobody liked the article. Like, everyone, his own viewers hated it. And that's just simply not good journalism. Because it wasn't objective. It didn't give us the information about the censorship. It didn't ask her hard questions. There wasn't much pushback. So it's like, oh, okay, so what we're going to do is, like, milk it and, like, put it into 1 million parts that nobody's going to read. I'm sure we'll hear about it. I'll be on here reading part 2 or whatever. But it's like, it would have reached so many more people and helped so many more people. Just put it in the beginning instead of, like, writing this weird fanfic style of, like, Eliza Bleu was like when they took the black hood off of the doomsday clock. Like, we can do without the deviant art style typing in the article. Maybe it's a style preference, sure, but I would give you the leeway if it actually had information that we needed, but it didn't. Okay. 199 super chat from Atlas Gaming. Can I has the bennies with no work, please? LOL. Mike Sullivan, $5 super chat. When Tim makes an error, he reacts like this when he's called out on it. Oh yeah, I read that one. 99 super chat from Who Farted. Is anyone going to step up to the plate? Who did it? Which one of you is not the bot here? Who the fuck starts out an article with a tangent? Yeah, exactly. Like, in my opinion, it wasn't a good style of writing. Carlos Quintana, $2. Show us your cat beans. Where is he? When he comes back around, I'll show you his beans. T96. I think his paws are black. T96, $2 super chat. Eliza is a fool. Fame is nothing. I agree. I do think she's a fool. Yeah, toe beans, guys. Don't be perverts. Larry, thank you for becoming a bimbot. And Bubba Hotep, $10. He says oh yeah, I read that one. DKK, $50. Donkey Kong dollars. Thanks, Torkid. BG, $5. Jeremy gave him all his coffee prices as a friend. Tim got what he wanted. This is so Tim. Gek 812, $5 Australian. Thinking Tim wants to sit on the fence, probably worried about losing viewers that support her if Eliza, especially if wrong, or slept with her. I don't think it's that. I think it's like, I'm not putting it above her, like Eliza having whole sex work thing. Like, yeah, I'm gonna assume she's promiscuous. Especially in her interview, she's like, I only have one serious relationship. It's like, okay, well, we know the assumption here, but I think it's more about Cassandra, because she's the reason why I got unbooked. So I think it's about Cassandra and her having her talons in Timcast, and it puts Tim in that position. So therefore, maybe he doesn't want to talk about it because of that. That's what I personally think. I told you guys, he emailed me and said that I was unbooked because of Cassandra. So I think that's what it is. I mean, in comparison, the leftists caught me badly interpreting a clip of Timmy. My response was, I was wrong, not 2 weeks of denial and gaslighting. I'm wrong all the time. Like, literally this stream, like, someone corrected me and was like, he didn't say you were the PR. He said that you were in the crossfire. And I was like, oh, okay, I see what you mean. And I corrected myself. I mean, still open to interpretation, sure. But, like, yeah, I get the point. It's like, you have a hard time correcting yourself when you have a big ego. Because you don't want to be wrong. Because then being wrong equal bad. It means you're less than. And but it's not. If you're honest and authentic. Sam, $2 super chat. He is attacking his fans on Twitter now. Oh yeah, I read that one. Russell, $2 super chat. Jack Murphy, a man of honor. Saint Works 199 super chat. Eliza is just made. She's not as pretty as you are. That's just a bonus point. But you know, guys, like, nobody is above aging. Like, we're all going to fucking age. Like, oh, going up to someone like, oh, you aged. The only reason you would get criticized for aging is when you BM, I was literally just thinking about you because I was trying to see if I had read your other donation. That's so funny. Like, I was gonna search it because I think there was a 25 I might have missed. I don't remember if I read it. I think I did. BM, $10. At the end of the day, Tim phonies can't avoid BIM bots. They've been terminated. Stay beautiful, stay awesome, Brittany. Have a wonderful night. Thank you. I appreciate it. So what I was saying is that I lost my train of thought. I literally got more respect for admitting I was wrong there. Fuck, what was I saying? Oh yeah, aging. So, like, the only time people are going to be critical of you for aging is when you start acting like a used cunt. Like, when you start acting like a has-been, that's when people more over, like, yeah, there's mean people that'll just call you old for no reason because they don't like you, of course. But when that gets actually used as an insult, it's that reason. So it's like, then don't act like a has-been. And maybe you won't get trolled as much about it. Don't sit here acting jealous of other women. Like how Cassandra did. Like, you guys know how I feel about the you're just jealous argument and how it trivializes people, and often, like, guys will do it to girls who criticize other girls, especially if they find the other girl hot. It's like, oh, you're just jealous. Your criticism is not, it's invalid. And it's like, I hate that, and that's annoying because it's just a fallacy. But unironically, there are some situations where women do be jealous. They do be hating, okay? We ain't gonna have no hating on my black ass this History Month. Brittany's just jealous of Eliza's connections to him. That's what it's all about. No, but I do get jealous vibes from Cassandra. Honestly speaking, I do. And I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I didn't know that, like, this was a big thing until I was like, I don't know, until maybe like I came to Texas. I didn't know that that was a thing. I thought that was just like a high school thing, like the whole like women acting jealous thing, but it's not. It does happen, and I was actually very shocked to find that out. So when I say jealous, I mean, like, obviously in a malicious, hateful way. Like, you want the worst of the person, you're being mean to them because they have something that you want. That type of thing. Not like, oh, I wish I could be like them. It's a different energy. And you want to know the worst part, Measles? Because they said, yeah, Eliza is jealous, you're young and beautiful. You want to know the worst part? Like, okay, Eliza's problem is a presentation problem. Like, actually, like, I think she's attractive. I think she naturally has a lot going for her, but it's her presentation. She, like, cuts all her hair off. She dyes it these wacky colors that don't complement her skin and make her skin look very yellow because she doesn't understand color theory. And then the way she dresses is very domineering, and it's too over the top and flamboyant. Maybe if you're into that, sure, but still she doesn't understand color theory, and that's why her skin looks very yellow with the purple hair. So I would never wear purple hair because I know it would make me look yellow. I love purple. Would never wear purple hair. Knowing the color wheel now. When I was like 18, I had purple hair, but it wasn't like bleach purple. It was like I had dark hair and put purple dye over it. Anyway, so I got through that point in my teenage years. Eliza is like 40 and she still doesn't understand that basic color theory, that purple equal make you look yellow if you have yellow in your skin. And it's like, she's actually attractive, even considering that she's like 41, because we know as you age, you'll lose collagen in your skin, and that's a factor for beauty. And I think that a lot of people would have found her attractive had she had better presentation and didn't act the way she did. Like, I don't think it's a genetic thing for her. So it's really unfortunate. Like, there's not, like, she shouldn't have to be that way or be jealous. Oh my god, Tsundere shipping. I ship Brittany with Eliza. You two would make a great couple. Listen. She may have the stakes against her being 41 trying to get married. I, on the other hand, still have a chance, okay? She has a chance too, honestly, if she were to clean her act up and everything, but I don't think that's going to happen. I think it's a little far gone for her. Yeah, you can find love at any age, but for someone like her where she can't take accountability, lacking self-awareness, I don't see someone like her and her traumas too, so to speak, of like being unresolved. I don't see someone like her maintaining healthy relationships. I don't think any healthy individual, mentally healthy individual is going to look at what she did here and be like, I want to put a ring on that. Like, regardless of her age, even if she were 10 years younger and she was 31. Like, I've seen her in photos where she had like very like lighter makeup on, where it wasn't like this heavy eyeshadow and such, and she like actually had a very pretty face. So like, I don't know why she has to act so insecure and act like this and lash out at women. She lashed out at quartering too, but it was because he came in my defense. So it's because of me. She's 40 years old wearing a tiara. Well, the interview was 2 years old. She might have been like 39. Scroatmagoats has become a bimbot. Beep boop. Everyone give him a beep boop. Justman239, $5 super chat. New sub came from suggestions. You made me laugh a couple times and just tuned in 30 minutes ago. Thanks. Thank you. Happy to have you. I feel like I've seen your name before, though. I don't know. Maybe I'm confusing with someone. Thank you for the beep boops in chat. Oh yeah, and then I found this Instagram that was hers, by the way. Almost at 170K. Oh, nice. We almost hit 170K subscribers. I found this Instagram that's hers. I haven't had a chance to go through it, but I'm gonna give it to you guys, and I'm gonna give you a homework assignment. This is not me saying to harass anyone. I'm just saying this is a public Instagram account, so maybe you guys want to go through it to check some receipts and timelines. The Instagram is curve.model.eliza, and she has an Instagram page. I'm pretty sure it's hers with a bunch of photos of her, so I'm sure there'll be more things to catch in the timeline of like things she says versus things she did and conflicts. But yeah, that I already did archive it. Actually, someone archived it 2 weeks before me. It said it was archived 2 weeks ago, but I haven't gotten a chance to go through it. But I figure there's probably some things that would further clarify the things we already know are true and already know about and already have evidence for. But hey, more evidence doesn't hurt. Apparently it's still not enough. Her sister's Instagram has some stuff too. Oh, I haven't looked at that. 169 is nicer. Tiara's past puberty or cringe. Okay, I have a counterpoint to that. So I think you can wear a tiara and have it be cute, but it has to be the one from Etsy that's like a crystal crown, where it's like custom made and you look like a forest goddess. Then it can work. Or like your wedding day. But she just had this like 99-cent store tiara. It wasn't even like, it wasn't an accessory. It was just a prop to show like how high and mighty she thinks she is. Or maybe it was her birthday. That's my only other guess. Ed Powell 1999 super chat. A real reporter would interview Eliza, then interview you and Jeremy, and then maybe go back and ask Eliza to comment. Pool's report is just a fluffer. You haven't been interviewed, right? Guys, let me just make this clear really quick. For anyone that's new here, Shane never contacted me. Tim Pool's reporter, to my knowledge. I checked my emails. I have not been contacted, to my knowledge, for any comment. I was unbooked on Tim Pool. Tim Pool told me in an email it was because of Cassandra not liking me, essentially. I'm paraphrasing, but he said it was because of Cassandra. It's literally in the email. I showed Chrissy Marin, that Star Wars girl. They can verify and vouch the email is real. So I was not asked for comment. I was unbooked, and my Twitter account is still locked. So that is the current status of things. Scroats my goats 10-hour super chat. Tim was even angrier in the members only show. Glad I helped push him over the edge. Oh, you contributed to that? Which one? What did you do? First entry from the profile is September 7th, 2014, if that helps give you a start point for the timeline of this account. Wasn't that the year she said she was trafficked? Was not one of the years? Or no? I need to fango on that. Zach Hayes, thank you for being a bimbot. Beep boop. Well, maybe he contacted you on Twitter. I can't access my DMs. I've said this so many times. I can't get in my account. Yes, the account is up, but I'm locked out because they did not accept my appeal for the tweets. And I told you guys I'm not deleting them because there's no point. People are still getting taken down over Eliza for criticizing her. They're getting suspended for it. What's the point of me deleting the tweet? The system is broken. It has to be fixed. AM 10 Californian dollars. Which side were you on with the Great Boxy Civil War? That was in my really earlier days. I only saw the aftermath of it rather than during. But Boxy was good satire, but what's unfortunate is when you see good satire turn into reality. So in her case, she's now this last time I checked, maybe she changed by now, but last time I checked, she was like this short-haired postmodernist feminist, and it was like, damn, that's a disappointment. 2 new ones today were suspended. Who was suspended? You guys have to excuse my lack of knowledge because I can't access Twitter to get updates. Twitter trafficked me too. I'm literally being held captive by Twitter. I'm being trafficked. No, but you can make jokes about trafficking. It's just that when it's in the context of Eliza though, and she has all these other things showing that she was lying and how she put the hotline, the 1-800 hotline for trafficking. She's like, it's in my Twitter bio, and then you check her Twitter bio and it's like not even there. After the fact, it's like you created friction so people can't access trafficking to get clout off of Twitter. So that's why it's in bad taste for when she makes jokes about trafficking. That's why we're joking about it. It's like making fun of her. Not making fun of trafficking victims. And like I said, even at this point, even if she was trafficked at some point, it's like, and I have to give a shit? Why? Like, yeah, of course I care about the topic, but she's over here going mad with power, deplatforming people, making it so people are enemies. How many enemies were formed because of this Eliza thing? Tim Pool flipping out. How many bridges were burned for the people who are trying to defend her deplatforming people and defend her actions or accuse me of malice, even though there's literal timestamp proof that I said to Crabcrawler, I don't want to step on toes, but do you know about this? I was nice as possible about it. I really was. I was more than nice about it. Wasn't good enough for Eliza. Quartering. Also not good enough for Eliza. How dare you not ask me before you criticize me? Not good enough. Nothing's ever good enough for people with big egos unless you kiss their ass. And that's why people with big egos, they're going to have yes men around them. They're going to lash out if you say anything that isn't kissing their ass. And they have a hard time admitting when they're wrong. And I think Eliza suffers from that. And that's why she has this so-called trust issue. She's like, I don't trust anyone. Once you have my trust, I'll trust you, and you earned the trust. And she tweets Amanda Jean, the person who got my account locked for Eliza, her bestie, who apparently, supposedly manages for her, from all the context I've seen. And she's like, I trust her with my life. It's like, you're just yelling about your trust issues and putting a target on your head. Like, maybe you wouldn't have to have trust issues if you didn't present yourself to people in the way that you do. Like, yes, there's bad people in the world, but you continue to choose to show up as somebody who's not trustworthy. And that's why you have trust issues and untrustworthy people are around you. Because you only want yes men, and that's the only way they can earn your trust. That's not trustworthy. That's like ass kisser. That's called, actually, ass kissers are very low in integrity, and actually they're not very trustworthy. That means they'll kiss other people's ass too. They'll agree, they don't have like consistent integrity with what they believe in. Why would you trust someone with no integrity? Hey, Nina. So, I mean, it's like, I see some of these things with, like, how Tim's acting with the ego. I see some of these things with Eliza. I also see some of these things with Cassandra, too. It's like, they dish it out, but then when they get trolled back for what they do, when they act in malicious intent, again, Cassandra accused me, spouting libel, accused me of sexually harassing someone, very serious claim, and just to defend Eliza. And then when people go and post something from her past, she pulls the Jack Murphy, right? She deplatformed Kathy Zhu for doing it years ago and lied and said it was non-consensual, just like Eliza did. Eliza said it's non-consensual, and then we have proof of her saying it was consensual back then, and how she begged to be in that video. And it's because birds of feather flock together, or birds of the same feather flock together. And you see these same kind of traits where they can't be held accountable because their ego is too big and they don't really have self-awareness, and it causes them to operate like this. And then they're going to have yes men and untrustworthy people around them, and they're going to create a life that is undesirable. Oh, hey, Camelot, have you got your check from LA PR firm where you're getting paid by? I haven't gotten mine yet. Yeah, my BIM bots in chat actually have given me quite a few checks today. Camelot, since you're here, I wanted to actually ask you, as you know, I don't have access to my Twitter. I actually wanted to ask you what you knew about the FBI thing. Like, what was the context of that? Have you posted about that more? I haven't gotten paid yet either, y'all. But yeah, Cassandra, like, cancels my booking and then does all these unethical things, accused me of sexually harassing Eliza based on nothing except for her own bias. And then, like, she wants to cry in horror when people spam her porn photos. Like, I have a hard time sympathizing. Apparently the person that has the info is about to come forward with it, so I'm just waiting. Don't want to step on toes. Okay. Well, I'm looking forward to hearing about the FBI thing, because I think it's definitely I think you're on to something about it because of the safe house thing that she deleted the tweets to now. You can't find any tweets about Eliza's safe house. The one she claimed that she would be opening on her farm, or her family's farm of 500 acres. The same one that she tried to invite Elon to and invite Shane to. I believe Shane actually went, based on what I read in the article. And I also think it's weird that her father's a politician and she's very, what's the word? Like, skeezy about it. Like she's very like, oh, like, that's not my dad. Like, very shady about it. So I think that's important information because especially the Twitter files thing too, because we found out that the government was involved in the Twitter files and censoring people politically, so including the president. So I want to know what Eliza Bleu has to do with these FBI connections. So it does seem probable to me. September 7th again, she replies to Mel Tech Photos saying, thank you for number 300 because I'm from Chicago. This confirms she's from Illinois and break lies about Richard Morthland. She's all over the place about where she's from. And I want to know where her dad was involved with all this trafficking and such when she was underage. Like, why is she being flown out to LA at 17? It is weird. And why is her parent paying for it and then they mysteriously fly her back? Like, what was her parents' involvement in that? What were their involvement in their daughter getting groomed by some dude in LA? Hold on. She's standing right next to him in the photo. Yeah, I know. We showed it earlier. It's like you just happen to be next to him. That's kind of random. That's what are the chances of that? What is this? This is the worst thing that happened to me. Literally worst thing. It's everyone's talking about you. Oh no, I'm trending again. But I thought Tim hated drama, though. I thought he hated drama. Is he actually trending? It's not on here for me. Also, I thought it was interesting. The only place that Eliza Bleu seems to have trended was on the For You pages for people, but not actually in the trending tab, which I think is very suspect. Like, what? So many people were talking about her. It was thousands and thousands of people, and yet it was only on the For You page for Twitter. Strange. He was boasting about how his membership numbers are up right now and gets a ton of attention without trying. Yeah, I saw that. I played the audio of it to and for transformative reasons, the thing, but he came across as very like big number, big number, big number. Oh my god, I don't care about Liza because it's not big number. But meanwhile, like all these thousands of people in chat are typing about her. So yeah, it didn't come across that well, in my opinion, either. I felt like playing music. I don't see Tim trending. Yeah, I don't either. I think there's a difference between the trending tab and the For You trending tab. Because the For You is more tailored to you. It doesn't mean it's necessarily like trending. So I think, for example, the Free Brittany Venti one was a For You trending, but I'm not sure. So Eliza Bleu, I'm pretty sure was the same thing. Of it was trending on the For You, but not necessarily on the actual trending page. Backhand 187 to Australian dollars. Twitter suggests me follow Eliza Bleu earlier. I think her social blade is still dropping. Yeah, For You page is just trending topics you would like. Yeah, that's what I thought too. You know what else is very lefty of Eliza though? The fact that she won't talk to anyone. Like, that's a very lefty thing, is that... Okay, this music's going way too hard. It's a very lefty thing when people are not interested in conversing about a topic or, like, their criticism ever. And that seems to be the case with Eliza, which is why she comes across as being very egotistical and kind of narcissistic. I say kind of. I'm kind of being nice about it, but she comes across as just full-blown narcissist. And... that's something a lot of lefties do, is not having discussion and deplatforming you, right? Because so you can't have discussion. So she does a lot of these lefty tactics. So I'm wondering where exactly is her integrity in terms of being conservative or free speech and all that. Like, did she offer to go on my show to talk? Did she go on Jeremy's show to talk? No, it's like, lock my Twitter. I'm gonna yell at the journalist who asked me about my past. Remember that like a month ago? So she acts very much like a postmodernist lefty, like a woke person. She has that mentality. And it comes out in a lot of things that she does. You're breaking up. Okay, how about now? My phone wasn't near it, I promise. Carter versus Daily Wire was drama. This is about the truth. This is less drama than that situation, to be honest. Like, which one is more objectively about censorship and freedom of speech? Like, objectively, the Eliza Bleu situation is more on brand for that than Steven Crowder and Daily Wire. Even though that's important to talk about too, but this is definitely more on the topic and more relevant to it. Lauren Chen got censored. I heard that she did not get a privacy complaint. I know it was on Tree's list, but I don't think she got a privacy complaint. That's what I was told. Oh my god, my throat hurts from talking so much. I can't believe it went 4 hours. I was feeling really dizzy 2 hours in. I can't believe I went 4 hours. Okay, my throat really is starting to hurt. I'm excited to see Blair White's video too, Nina. By the way, guys, check out Nina's channel too. She covers the news and runs a few podcasts. But yeah, enjoy your night, everyone. If you like my stream, want to support me, you can check me out on Locals. I'm also on Patreon, and I'm community funded. But today's stream is sponsored by Timcast, so thank you, Timcast, for sponsoring me. I really appreciate that. And have a good night, everyone. And I'm still posting on Instagram. Links are below. Twitter's still locked. And I'll see you later.